here this afternoon. Nice to have you with us. I'm Jim Donovan along with Bob Trumpy. Yes, we do have teams going in separate directions right now. The Buffalo Bills pointing towards the Super Bowl. We've talked about that, Bob, and they're just having a lot of fun.
No question about it. When you're 8-1, the season just flies by. And as a player, you can't wait to get to the locker room. You want to lift weights a little longer. You're always looking at an extra reel of film because things are going so well. Guys who are not normal contributors are coming up big in a certain weekend and making the plays. This season is a season, to this point, of enjoyment for the Buffalo Bills, and it's gone by in a minute.
On the other side, the Patriots stumbled into town. They've lost 7 games in a row. They've got injuries. They have a quarterback controversy. This season can't get over fast enough.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, that they have lost 11 of the last 12 games the New England Patriots have, and not even the household pet is safe around New England Patriots players because you don't want to go out and get the groceries. You want to be the last one to the locker room. You want practice to be over 20 minutes ago. About the only question left for the New England Patriots and their fans is, are they going to see Tommy Hodgson at some point in this season? I have a feeling from the conversations I've had with Rod Russ, Jimmy Ray, and Patrick Sullivan, the general manager of the Patriots, that today's the day we'll see Tommy Hodgson. Wilson will start, but it's our belief that Hodgson will play today, Jim.
And the understanding was that this decision went right down till game time before it was actually made. Hodgson and Wilson threw a lot of passes during the pregame warm-up, and that's when Rod Russ made the decision. And he obviously took a look and liked what he saw with Wilson, and so Hodgson will wait, but probably the wait won't be as long as it has been the last few weeks.
Yeah, Jim, you know, I expect to see something out of the ordinary offensively for the New England Patriots. Something like 2 or 3 tight ends, run the ball a lot. I don't think they want to get Wilson or Hodgson maimed or injured, and playing this awesome Buffalo defense with their pass rush with Bruce Smith. I think that can happen. So look for something a little out of the ordinary today from the offense of the Patriots.
Buffalo will kick it away. Scott Norwood has it, putting it down on the tee. A gorgeous mid-November afternoon here in Buffalo. Going to get a little help there as we have a windy condition here this afternoon. So helping him put the ball up on the tee is Rick Carey, the defensive back. Back deep for the New England Patriots, Marvin Allen and Sammy Martin, and we're underway. Sammy Martin from his 1. Big hit right off the start. Tackle made by Gary Baldinger and Mark Pike, and there's a penalty flag down on the opening kickoff too. Here's the Patriots offensive line. Danny Villa goes at center today as they continue to have to make a lot of adjustments. They are so banged up. Paul Fairchild has an injured neck. Now Marvin Allen will start for John Stevens, who has a bad knee.
Illegal block on the return, number 50. First down.
Penalty is on Ilya Jaroschuk of the Patriots for the illegal block. Allen is in for John Stevens, yet Allen has a sore rib too. Now in passing situations, here's what happens. Allen and Cook come out. Cedric Jones, who also is injured, he has a hamstring, and Sammy Martin, they come into the Patriots offensive set. So you're asking, is anybody healthy?
The coaches, Jimmy Ray might play today.
There he is, Mark Wilson starting. Marvin Allen. And a good run out to the 17-yard line where Ray Bentley brings him down. Also getting in there is J.D. Williams, the rookie defensive back. Let's meet the Bills' defensive front line. And it's a good one. Ray Bentley starting today, but we'll see a lot of Carlton Bailey at that inside linebacker spot. In the secondary, though, in the passing situations, here's what happens. Bentley and Conlon come out. Poole comes in with Dwight Crane. The secondary, James Williams starting for Kirby Jackson, who is out injured. Second down for New England. 2nd and 4. Wilson connects, and that's Irving Fryer. And a first down as they went to that far sideline, as they went right after Williams. Tate Odoms is also over there on the tackle. And it's a first down for the Patriots out over their own 25 to the 27-yard line.
If you'll remember back to the last time these two teams met in New England, Patriots drove the ball right down the field. And then Nate Odoms makes a big interception in the end zone. Buffalo goes right back and scores. So the Patriots feel that they can move the ball, but they just got to protect it a little bit better than they have in the past.
1st and 10 at their own 27 as they get their first down of the game. Marvin Allen in trouble. Bruce Smith gets so he'll lose one.
Yeah, when you run away from Bruce Smith, you better be going full tilt. He can catch you from behind, and that's exactly what happened to Marvin Allen. Watch the hesitation. Allen on the left. Watch the hesitation right there. Bam, that's all he needs. Bruce Smith on the inside. I can't see who the other player was that came in from behind. It looked like Nate Odoms, the corner, came all the way in there to assist on the tackle.
So it is second down for New England. As they lose a yard back to the 26, second and 11. And Wilson gets it out of there to George Adams. A short gain, and Ray Bentley brings him down at the 30-yard line. They'll get 4 yards and be in third and long.
Yeah, you know, Jim, I make this comment at the outset. I think if you're Marv Levy and you've got a defense like Buffalo has, and you're 8-1, and you're playing a team that's 1-8, you want your defense to start the game. This is a perfect situation as far as Marv Levy is concerned. Put the best part of my football team out there first to establish the psychology of the game. We are here to play. We're not going to play down to your level, New England.
Let's see if Wilson goes into a shotgun on third down and 8. Zeke Mowat and Marv Cook, 2 tight ends lined up right on the same side. No, they run it. Marvin Allen close to a first down. Let's see where the spot comes, out near the 38-yard line. So an interesting call. Jimmy Ray told us last night, what's the game plan? We'll put feathers in the football.
Yeah, take the air out of it, run the ball a lot. That time the defensive alignment flopped. Bruce Smith was near side. And if the Buffalo Bills have had a problem, it is teams have been able to run the ball against them.
It's a measurement now as we take a look at where Marvin Allen landed. If Leon Seals can get out of our way, let's see. No, they're short by inches.
I was about to say, though, that if the Bills have had a problem, they've allowed a lot of rushing yards. But I think see how the defense is moving around here, and Bruce Smith is over here on the right. This is a one-gap defense. That is, they don't take the whole man, they take part of the man, the defensive line does. And in that instance, you can pop some runs up through there against this Buffalo defense.
So on fourth down and 3 or 4 inches, Ryan Hansen, first punt of the afternoon, whistles blow. And we'll check out the call.
There's no flag on the field.
Let's see what happened. They stopped the play. And they're going to redo the snap. He just holds up his fist and says it's fourth down.
Yeah, you know, I'm kind of surprised here. 1 and 8, 4th and inches.
Well, I was going to say that,
punt.
Right. 1 and 8. Couple of inches. You really had a nice run on third down and 8.
Please reset that game clock to 12:07.
There's Johnny Greer asking for the game clock to have 1 second added on to it. It's at 12:06 right now. They want it to be at 12:07. So while they reset that, and there it is, the New England Patriots fall back once again in punt coverage. There's Rod Russ opting to punt on fourth down and a few inches. Al Edwards is back deep for the Bills. Not a good punt by Hansen. Out of bounds at the 34-yard line of Buffalo. A 28-yard punt. We'll see what the Bills do on their first possession after this.
Whether I'm racing 200 miles an hour or driving 55, I don't accept compromises. You shouldn't either. Cars should be responsive yet fuel efficient. Roomy yet sleek. Not to mention affordable.
Surprisingly, one car does all that and more. The new Cutlass Supreme.
So take a look at any new Cutlass Supreme and see for yourself.
Here's one car that does it all and does it right.
New generation of old. Nothing beats number 1. Nothing beats the king of beers. Nothing beats clean, crisp, and cold. This is the best, and we got it right here. Nothing beats the bud, yeah, nothing beats the bud, yeah, nothing beats the Budweiser. Nothing beats the Bud. Oh, here we go. Oh.
Good dress, baby.
Zombie Blitz. How you like me now, baby?
Donovan and Bob Trumpy back at Rich Stadium in Buffalo. New England and Buffalo scoreless as the Bills get the ball after a 28-yard punt by Brian Hansen of New England. They get it at their own 35-yard line.
You know, we said in the pregame how successful the Bills have been this year and how much they're enjoying life. There are 11 players in Buffalo who have either television or radio shows. That's an 8-1 team. 1 and 8. No, they don't get.
You're not even allowed to have a radio in your house.
Yeah, they don't even get the paper delivered.
First down at the 35-yard line. Thurman Thomas. And New England stops it at the 37. Usually when they stop it up the middle, that means that the nose tackle, Tim Goad, is right in the area, along with Ed Reynolds. Thomas goes back into the Bills' offensive huddle. That offensive line's been playing very well, especially at right tackle. Howard the House Ballard got a game ball last week. Then in the backfield, Jim Kelly's joined by the great Thurman Thomas. Andre Reed's playing with a bad ankle, but he is starting today. In third down situations, Don Beebe comes in, and they have all kinds of options. Thomas spread out as a wide receiver at the bottom of your screen on second down and long. Mueller. And he is pushed out of bounds by Richard Harvey. He'll be short of the first down. Jamie Mueller getting a lot of playing time this year. Here's the Patriots front seven. Marion Hobby is in there. The rookie starts at that right end in place of Ray Agnew, but we could see Agnew play here today. Then in the Patriots passing situations in their nickel coverage, Junior Robinson comes in. The Patriots also have a change at strong safety. Rod McSwain in for the injured Roland James. Third down and 3 for Buffalo. Shotgun for Kelly. Low snap. And the ball caught by Reed. So much for the bad ankle. All the way down to the 34-yard line. Maurice Hurst is in on the tackle.
That's a 25-yard pickup. Andre Reed has not had a lick of practice this week. He sprained his ankle last week blocking for Thurman Thomas. He runs a nice crossing route. That's McSwain, 23 in coverage. This young man is an extraordinary athlete. We talked to James Lofton yesterday, and he recommended that Reed not play. Obviously, Andre's not listening to him or me.
Yeah, you told him to kind of sit it out. You got a lot of football left, he said. Keith McKellar in motion, first down. Thomas to the 25-yard line and near another first down. Goad, the nose tackle, teams up with Fred Marion. 9 yards on the run by Thurman Thomas, and he'll be up over 1,000 soon.
This guy, I think, is knocking on the door of the most valuable player of the National Football League, certainly in this conference, because he is such a unique athlete in this offense. He is a spectacular receiver, and they almost run the run and shoot with Thurman Thomas back there, and it's very difficult for a defense to really settle on what the offense is going to do with him back there.
Nice down to play with here. Second down, less than 1. The New England 25, that's McKellar in motion. Kelly had a little trouble with that snap. Gave it off to Thomas, but he should have the first down inside the New England 24-yard line. Thomas told us earlier in the season, Bob, that he really fashions himself after Roger Craig. Had a long talk with Craig at the Pro Bowl about how he trains for a season. First down for Buffalo.
Yeah, they have a lot of similar aspects of their training, too. They go to Houston, and they run the levee down there like Walter Payton used to of the Chicago Bears. Charlie Joyner of the San Diego Chargers. It's just a killing type of training, and Thurman Thomas does it and does it until he drops.
First down inside the 24. That's Jamie Mueller in motion. Back to Thomas it goes. And he's down to the 15-yard line, and he goes out of bounds. As he picks his way for 9 yards on that play, and they are coming up second down and 1, it seems, every time after Thomas gets the ball on first down. All right, our first look at the 10-minute ticker. Kansas City, DeBerg to J.J. Burton, and a field goal. They're up 10-0. The Giants undefeated. Cleveland, a Kozar touchdown pass to Ozzie Newsome, but they missed the extra point. So they lead 6-0, and the Saints lead 7-0. Boy, they're playing well. And we are scoreless, but the Bills are right there knocking on the door at the 15-yard line. Thomas. He's on his way to a big day. It's first and goal.
And, you know, I like this thinking from Ted Marchibroda, the offensive coordinator of Buffalo, and Marv Levy. In a lot of instances, an 8-1 team will try to finesse their way around an opponent. especially a 1 and 18. But what Buffalo has done here in the opening drive is slam it right at the line of scrimmage. You give Richard 51, you give Wolford 69 a chance to just fire into those New England Patriots, and in the opening drive, you tell the Patriots, you got no chance today.
First and goal for Kelly's Bills inside the 10-yard line. No score. Buffalo's first possession. Thomas. Down to the 6-yard line, and there you see the power of him. Lepet had him back at the 9-yard line, and Marion Hobby was there too, but he still turned it into 4 yards.
Yeah, this is the counter series that Tom Bresnahan brought. Watch the left-hand side of the picture. You see the guard, Davis, and the tackle Ballard, 65 and 75 pull. They have run that play to perfection this season, and actually that's a pretty good job of defending it. Thomas already has 31 yards on 6 carries. You're right, he's off on a good start to a big day.
They are just outside the New England 5 on 2nd down and goal. Thomas again. Touchdown. That was pretty much his drive all the way.
Absolutely. That was his 7th carry on the drive. 5 yards there makes it 36. And again, they run the same play. They pull the guard and the tackle. It's Davis 65, Ballard 75. And I don't think a Patriot lays a hand on Thurman Thomas as he scores.
Down the field they go. They made it look very easy. Here's Norwood for the extra point. The Buffalo Bills on Thurman Thomas's touchdown run lead 7-0. We'll be back.
It's almost like cheating. You get a good shave, and you don't get the negative side effects. I'm very pleased with the Norelco. It's close. I don't have any, no stubble, feels like a baby's butt.
Now, Norelco's patented lift and cut system has been improved to lift each hair and cut it even closer without the blades touching your skin.
The idea of shaving is to get a, smooth appearance, smooth skin. And if you're going to do it, you might as well be comfortable doing it.
The new Norelco, a new level of closeness and comfort.
Seems to me a new car warranty should cover the entire car for many miles. Now take Ford Taurus. Its basic warranty ends at just 12,000 miles. But the basic warranty on the new Cutlass Supreme goes a bit farther.
Like from New York to L.A., back to New York to L.A., to New York to L.A., to New York to L.A., New York to L.A., to New York to L.A., to New York. What's a trip to Anchorage, Alaska?
Cutlass Supreme with its bumper-to-bumper plus warranty. Here's one car that does it all and does it right.
Hey, Dad.
This is the new generation of old.
If the communications data isn't programmed right, 5,000 troops could be cut off. But I'd never let that happen to my brigade.
Some people think it's a great idea for you to buy a second-rate antifreeze. Not all antifreeze is the same. Nothing beats Presto. And that's something you might appreciate down the road.
NBC Sports coverage of the National Football League is brought to you by Oldsmobile. Stop by your Oldsmobile dealer and see what's new from the new generation of Olds. By the U.S. Postal Service, an official Olympic sponsor. By MetLife. And by Budweiser, the king of beers. With that clean, crisp, cold taste, nothing beats a Bud.
Kick it away, and Marvin Allen takes it 4 yards deep in his end zone, and he'll keep it there. Touchback, and it will be first down at the New England 20-yard line.
Jim, interesting, the Buffalo Bills run the same play twice. And this is the scoring play. You see the tackle pull up out of there and the guard pull up out of there. The strong side caves the defense in, and the offside pulls up through there. That's a 340-pound tackle, and Howard Ballard pulling through there like he weighs 160 pounds.
So the scoring drive, 9 plays, 65 yards, 5 minutes and 13 seconds, and Thomas caps it off with a 5-yard run. New England first and 10 at their 20. McMurtry, the rookie, catches, but he's only going to get 3 yards to the 23 as Wilson gave him the ball up high. Nate Odoms finally touched him down on the play, and it'll be 2nd down and 7.
One of the things that you have to worry about when you play the Buffalo Bills is protecting your quarterback, and that requires double teaming on Bruce Smith. Here you see Bruce Armstrong and Gamble, 78 and 74, helping. And, of course, the pattern was a very short one, so it's just a 3-step drop. They don't want to get the quarterback killed, and Bruce Smith can certainly maim you, and Mark Wilson knows it.
2nd down, 7 at the 23. Irving Fryer. Fryer is taken out by the rookie J.D. Williams at the 28-yard line, so they'll come up 3rd down and 2. Irving Fryer's had a couple of catches so far this afternoon, so on the season he has 31 now. He came into the game as their leading receiver.
I got an injury report here. Sammy Martin has a strained right knee. He's out for the rest of the day.
And the injuries just keep on mounting.
Yes,
why is that when, you really look at a losing team, and they just have a lot of injuries?
Well, Jim, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that when it's 1 and 8, you don't lift weights, you don't run extra, practices aren't hard, you're just trying to protect yourself. You go at 75%, you get hurt.
3rd down and 2. Marvin Allen gets a 1st down. Allen's been a good back for them. He came in last week when John Stevens was hobbled with a sore knee. He ran well against the Colts. He gets the start today. He's kind of gutting it out. He's got sore ribs.
Yeah, he's wearing a pad on his ribs. He had 71 yards rushing last week. The problem is, though, with Allen and Adams, 39 and 33 in the backfield, neither one of them blocks. And normally with a 2-back set, at least one of them is going to run a lead block for the other. But neither one of these guys is ever going to throw a block that you'd put on the highlight film.
So as you can see in their huddle right now, Marv Cook, Zeke Moe are in, a couple of tight ends.
It limits your offense when you don't have a back who will block for you.
1st down at the New England 33.
There's a
Allen is hit right away.
There's a perfect example. Excuse me, Jim. George Adams tried to make a block on Cornelius Bennett, and he may have made contact with his jersey, but that's about it. Bennett jumps right inside and is there to make the tackle. Watch 97. Adams comes out on him. Now watch Bennett. Jumps inside. There to make the tackle. You got to have a good blocking back if you're going to run a 2-back offense.
So they get a yard, and it will be 2nd down and 9 as Marvin Allen checks out. There's George Adams. He's going to try and get a block this time. They need some blocking to protect Wilson as they're in 2nd and long. Trailing 7-0. Wilson firing it, almost intercepted. Almost picked off by Hagee. The safety came over at the 42-yard line.
This is a straight up the field route that was run by McMurtry. I think he was the primary receiver, the man on the outside. 31 Williams there. Oh, it's Irving Fryer they're throwing it to. McMurtry goes inside, but he can't quite hang on to it.
That's the first miss on the day for Wilson, who is 4 for 5. He only completed 8 passes all last week. And it is 3rd down and 9. This is where this Bills defense loves to have you.
Smith is on the near side here again on the pass rush.
To Tupou. And he gets just 2 yards when Darryl Talley knocks him down at the 36-yard line. That play calling isn't going to get you far in this ball game against this defense.
Did you see Bruce Smith absolutely throw the right tackle, Clayton, just out of his way? Watch what happens here. You're not going to turn me out. Clayton is 300 pounds, and Bruce Smith just moves him right out of there.
2nd punt of the day for New England. Hansen only hit one 28 yards his last time. 29 yards. This one's much better. Al Edwards. With flags coming from every direction. One on the far side, one right up the middle. Tackle for New England made by Mosi Tupou. But Johnny Greer will come in and figure out the situation. It was a 45-yard punt and a 13-yard return as it stands.
Illegal block in the back.
So this will march Buffalo back. They would have had the ball at the 31-yard line. Here's the call.
Illegal block on the return. Number 87. 1st down.
That's T.D. Roll that did that. Which Roll?
We'll be back as the Bills lead here at Rich Stadium 7-0.
Buying a new car is a big step. With many car makers, the minute you drive it out the door, you may feel like you're on your own. But at Oldsmobile, you're covered by the Oldsmobile Edge, the most comprehensive owner satisfaction program in the industry, standard on every new Oldsmobile. We're with you every step of the way.
Neither snow nor rain nor heat nor gloom of night stays these couriers from the swift completion of their appointed rounds.
With your help, by using a complete address, we at the post office have new technology to deliver even better on a promise we made a long time ago.
The Chiefs, the Raiders. This ain't no powwow. Next Sunday.
Welcome back to Buffalo. The Bills leading 7-0, and so far, Bob, I see no signs that they're taking the Patriots lightly.
No, none whatsoever.
All right, 10-minute ticker. Kansas City up by 7. Giants lead on a Phil Simms touchdown pass to Stephen Baker. Houston's come back, so a missed extra point by Cleveland figures big there. Steve Walsh to Brett Perryman for a touchdown for the Saints. And here in Buffalo, it is 7-0 on a 5-yard run by Thurman Thomas. After the illegal block on the punt return, Buffalo has it first down inside their 10. And Thomas takes it out near the 15-yard line. On that first touchdown drive, they had 9 plays, 7 running. All of them went to Thurman Thomas, and they start off drive number 2 with number 34.
Well, I think it's a great idea when you're 8-1. When you play teams that are not at your level, you've got to tell them psychologically at the outset, this is not going to be one of those games where we turn it over and make it easy for you. You are going to pay for this game, and they're making the Patriots do it early.
Second down, 6. McKellar in motion. And Thomas gets cut down by Ed Reynolds, a short gain of 2. Reynolds, the linebacker, comes over to make the tackle, and so the Bills will come up third down and 4. Let's go to New York right now, NFL Live, Bob Costas.
All right, Jim, here's the way Jim Schaffner's tenure begins as Browns coach. Oilers fumble the opening kickoff. Cleveland gets it. Bernie Kosar goes to the ageless tight end, the great veteran Ozzie Newsome, for a 13-yard touchdown. But they missed the extra point. Then Warren Moon drove Houston back, flipped a 3-yarder to Lorenzo White for a score. Oilers 7, Browns 6.
Well, I'll tell you, Bob, they have got the worst special teams I think Cleveland does in the NFL this year. Jim Kelly on third down. It's intercepted and dropped. Fred Marion, who has great days against Jim Kelly, should have had a touchdown.
You're absolutely correct. Of course, these two were teammates down at the University of Miami. Kelly says that Fred Marion probably knows him best. One of the characteristics of the Rod Russ defense is disguise coverage. And it looked like man-to-man underneath. Jim Kelly read it man-to-man. Marion's sitting there to make the interception, and he almost gets it done.
Fred Marion should have had the score. Rick Tootin, first punt, as he's back at his 2-yard line. Irving Fryer deep for the Patriots.
We've got movement on the punting team.
So this one will come back as Fryer made the catch at the 30-yard line.
Except that they're all in a 2-point stance. So you're allowed to move in a 2-point stance if you can reset.
False start. Offense. Still 4th down.
But they always call that on the offense. The defense fakes the rush across, and in a 2-point stance, that's why you put your punt team in a 2-point stance. So,
and now it's a little touchier for Tootin back in his end zone as we have 1:38 remaining here in the first quarter. That was a big defensive series for New England.
Yeah.
To get back in the game a little bit.
No question about it. Almost an interception. And 6 easy points for the Patriot defense. In order for the Patriots to be in this game, the Buffalo Bills have to help. They got to put the ball on the ground or throw the interception.
And he almost did, but Marion could not hang on. Tootin spirals one down to Fryer at the 45. He goes to the 46 and then is hurled down. Tasker was down there for the Bills along with Jamie Mueller. It's 7-0 Buffalo when we come back.
The Mona Lisa has no eyebrows. Venus de Milo lacks arms. Chickens have no lips. Why ask why? Try Bud Dry. It's cold filtered for smooth draft taste and dry brewed for no aftertaste. So when it comes to refreshment, nothing's missing.
He's always nagging me. Put out the garbage, fix the roof, check the batteries in the flashlight. It's always something. Check the batteries in the flashlight. Okay. I'm dead.
Yet another reason why Duracell has introduced the Copper Top Tester, a gauge that tells you if a battery is good or needs to be replaced.
I'm dead.
The new Copper Top Tester. It's free, only from Duracell.
Boitano, Comanche, Sumner's, Connor. The grace of figure skating combined with the beauty of gymnastics. The Sudafed Symphony of Sports next Saturday.
7-0 Buffalo, a minute 26 to go here in the first quarter. Still waiting. Tommy Hodson. The decision to go with Mark Wilson at starting quarterback was right up till game time, but we could see Hodson today.
Took a lot more snaps with the starting unit this week in practice. Of course, the 6 attempts he had was at the end of the Cincinnati game where New England was blown out, but Wilson starts today. Not a good record either. He's 1-9 as a starter for the Patriots.
They're out at their own 45. And he completes it to Irving Fryer. Big play for New England down inside the Buffalo 40-yard line. Pushed out by Williams. A 17-yard pass play. And so far, Wilson is really throwing the ball well, and Fryer's been a good receiver today.
Yeah, it's kind of soft coverage there by the Buffalo Bills. It appears to me that they are, you see the free safety 22 backing out of the picture. Buffalo's going with a lot of man coverage. And there you see Fryer, which you got to respect his speed. The rookie Williams gives him a little too much of a cushion, and Wilson makes the completion to him.
Now remember, Williams is in there for the injured Kirby Jackson. Tatupu inside the 35, down near the Buffalo 34-yard line. Shane Conlon plugs up the middle for the Bills, and it will be second down and about 8 yards to go. They'll give them 3 and make it second down at 7. New England trails 7-0. Buffalo took their first drive and went 65 yards down the field. 7 rushing plays on a 9-play drive by Thurman Thomas, and he finished it off with a 5-yard run. But this is the best field position New England has had. Second down, 7. Marvin Allen. Allen inside the 30, driven out by Leonard Smith, and Ray Bentley chased on the play, too.
You know, I got to give New England credit. 1-8. They're playing hard. They're blocking up front. You see Allen running for the corner there. Again, last week he had 71 yards rushing, and the Patriots rushed for a team total of 175 yards. So it was a good rushing day last week against the Indianapolis Colts. So they do have, you know, they're not out here folding their tent, which is a credit to Rod Rust and his coaching staff, keeping the team's mind in the game.
We are going to have a measurement with 23 seconds left to go here in the first quarter, as Allen's run got them up very close. They have to get to the 27. And they're inches away again. Earlier on their first drive, they were inches away deep in their own territory, 4th and about 3 inches, and they opted to punt. But they're 3rd down and a couple of inches right now.
I think one of the reasons we've seen a lot of Mosi Tutupu to this point in the game is that he is an excellent blocker in the backfield, and you've got to remove either Adams or Marvin Allen to get a lead blocker in there. So the ageless wonder, Mosi Tutupu, is getting a little playing time here early.
Now, once again, John Stevens is dressed for the game today, but they've been taking some fluid off of a sore knee all during the week, and so he got very little practice time, if any. But he is dressed, and they feel that he could see some action. But so far, it's been Allen and Tutupu mainly in the backfield. And it's 3rd down and inches when the Patriots come out. With the clock running and 13 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Well, that's close.
As the first quarter runs out, Marvin Allen bangs a little bit off to the right of center, and Bruce Smith brings him down. So first of all, we'll decipher if New England got the first down.
Well, if he got it, he didn't get it by much.
And then we'll send you on your way after the first quarter and send these two teams down off to our left. They're going to call for the chains again. This is the 3rd measurement already for New England.
You would certainly think whether they make it or not, they're going to go for it on 4th down.
And they stretch him out. Boy, it is close.
They don't get it.
First down, they gave it to him.
Get it.
Yeah, they gave it to him. And that's the end of the first quarter. Marv Levy's Bills coming in here at 8-1, winners of 7 in a row. His team's lost 7 in a row, and they trail.
He has thermal image vision, optic prism body armor, laser-guided smart weapons, all-terrain mobility, hazardous atmosphere compensators, and this Thanksgiving, he's in town with a few days to kill. Predator 2, rated R. Starts Wednesday at theaters everywhere.
On Wall Street, fortunes are won and lost and won again before 10:30. Amid the halls of ivy, the best ideas often come and go before 10:30. And on the back lots of Hollywood, love often blooms and fades before 10:30. Which is why Federal Express delivers before 10:30 at more places around the country than anyone else. Federal Express, absolutely, positively the best in the business.
When it comes to brake repair, some places give you a guesstimate. Midas gives you an estimate in writing, a thorough inspection, then a price that's right. At Midas, we do brake work, not guesswork. Nobody beats Midas. Nobody.
Tots, the premium choice.
It's showtime, and it's the final act.
I've less to go on in this case than I've ever had.
Perry Mason's toughest case, the case of the musical murder after Unsolved Mysteries, NBC Wednesday.
Jim Donovan and Bob Trumpy back with you at Rich Stadium in Orchard Park, just outside of Buffalo. Over 75,000 here today as they watch their Buffalo Bills lead 7-0 over the New England Patriots.
You saw this crowd. This crowd is used to seeing this team win in Rich Stadium. They're 18-2 over the last 3 years.
New England got the first down right at the end of the first quarter. And they continue to run the ball, and not much there for Marvin Allen. And we go to NFL Live right now to Bob Costas. Let's check in on what's going on this Sunday.
All right, Jim, this was Kansas City's first possession in the first quarter at Arrowhead. Steve DeBerg up top to J.J. Burton. It turns into the longest scoring play from scrimmage in the entire league thus far this year, a 90-yard catch and run. Since then, there's been an exchange of field goals. Kansas City's lead is 10-3 over the Chargers.
Thanks, Bob, as the Kansas City Chiefs were struggling offensively, and they get that touchdown. Buffalo leading here 7-0 on second down and long for New England. Wilson. He's got George Adams wide open. And he goes out of bounds inside the 2-yard line. George Adams was wide open, Bob.
Busted coverage. Looked like Darryl Talley, the outside linebacker. 56 was the man who was assigned to George Adams. See if we can pick it up. Adams comes out of the backfield. That's normally linebacker coverage. Wilson has all kinds of time. He throws a good ball to George Adams. Actually, he just rolls out of bounds, or that's a score for the New England Patriots. Wilson now 6 of 7.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. He's off to a pretty good start here today against a very tough defense to throw against. First and goal inside the 2. Boy, that play was a mess, and there's a flag down. Something happened there, and Wilson was trying to get the snap. The center hadn't given him the ball yet. Danny Villa hadn't given it to him. And the Bills pointing that the penalty might be against New England.
Yeah, looked like Tatupu turned up too early. He was the lead blocker. Let's see if it's on 30, Mosi Tatupu. He comes in motion. He got a little over anxious.
Illegal motion. 81 offense. Still first down.
It's on Zeke Moat, the tight end.
You know, they called Zeke Moat, but he was on the line of scrimmage. I thought it was Tatupu coming in motion. It turned up whatever. 5-yard penalty.
So instead of being second down and goal at the 2, it will be first and goal all over again. But now they're back at the 6. Irving Fryer down at the bottom of your screen. The backs are split. Marvin Allen. Whoa. What a run by Allen. He'll only get 2 yards on the play down to the 4-yard line, but boy, it could have been about a 5-yard loss.
Ran right through the tackle of Cornelius Bennett. I take it back. Darryl Talley, 56. One of the best tacklers you'll find in the league. Allen has been very impressive early going here. Outstanding run by Marvin Allen.
Boy, did Leon Seals put the collar on him, though, huh? He came in there with the clothesline high. Marvin Allen in for John Stevens and running well. Second and goal inside the 5. New England trying to tie it. What a fight by Allen again, down to the 2. So he's biting it off in 2-yard chunks, but he is just taking a lot of licks.
Watch what happens here, though. Allen beats the offensive lineman who's pulling. Watch 74. 74 pulls. Allen beats him up through the hole. I mean, Chris Gamble, 74, is supposed to make the block on Ray Bentley. He beats him into the hole, and Bentley's there to make the tackle. Marvin, slow down.
What do you do here? What do you do, Rod Russ? Third down and goal from the 2. Would you go back to Allen?
What would I do?
Yeah.
I don't think I'd throw it. But they got their 2 receiving backs in the game.
Allen got hit at the goal line. Rod Russ making the decision right now as Allen got to the goal line and got nailed.
Nate Odoms hits him first. Catches him from the outside. Hagee, 22, hits him again, stops him, but they're going for it on 4th and goal.
Rod Russ at 1 and 8. And he wants a timeout, too, to talk it over because the play clock was winding down on them.
Timeout, New England.
It will be 4th down and goal for the Patriots when we come back.
The anti-lock brakes on the Acura Integra were inspired by those used to stop jet aircraft. And while you might expect to find such technology on a multi-million-dollar airplane, you might not expect to find it on an automobile that costs considerably less.
Because after working out, you don't want to fill up. So reach for the silver bullet, the one that won't slow you down.
Talking about cool, like it's the right beer now. Pour it on and work it out.
I didn't think so. Better ask Ace.
This 2-speed cordless drill, battery pack, and charger just $29.99. And Ace 25 light outdoor light sets only $6.29.
Looks right to me.
Ace is the place for me.
Thursday, O.J. Simpson visits live with U.S. servicemen and women serving our country in the Persian Gulf. Then it's the Broncos and the Lions, a special Thanksgiving on NBC.
7-0 Buffalo in the lead. Here's Rod Rust. He's made the decision to go for it on 4th down. And goal inside the 1. 54 yards on the drive so far.
Last night, Jimmy Ray said that their preference was to run at the side where Cornelius Bennett and Leon Seals are, and that's to the right. So let's see where they run.
What a play by Ray Bentley. Mark Wilson is arguing that he couldn't hear. He had looked to the referee because of the crowd noise.
But, Jimmy, that's a bad choice by the offense of the Patriots. They got a new center in there, Danny Villa. He's making just his second start, 75. Look at Talley and Bentley are there. That's a bad choice. You're running behind a guy who is not experienced at center. I mean, there were 2 guys there to make the tackle, not 1. If you're going to, in situations like that, pick out your best offensive lineman. Bruce Armstrong, run behind him. At least if you get stopped behind your best offensive lineman.
So the Patriots come away with no points, and Kelly and the Bills get it at the 2-yard line. Thurman Thomas is drilled right away by Andre Tippett. Now it's time for our Xerox 10-minute ticker. Kansas City in the lead. The Giants lead 10-0. Houston and Cleveland 7-6. Jim Schaffner's first game as head coach with the Browns. Washington has come back to take a lead, and still no score in Atlanta. And here at Rich Stadium in Orchard Park, it's 7-0 and a 5-yard touchdown run by Thurman Thomas, and a great stand by the Buffalo defense on 4th down at the 1-yard line. They kept New England out.
Worst thing that could have happened for New England.
Oh, the Patriots jump.
Encroachment.
Tim Goad came across the nose tackle.
See, when you're 1 and 8, you want to try to give your offense a lift by going for it on 4th and inches, 4th and goal.
Encroachment. 72 Houston.
But the price you pay is that you add a lot of momentum to the other side if they stop you. Last play, you can't trust centers. They'll twitch their arm, they'll twitch their fingers. And Tim Goad is supposed to be watching the football, but watch Kent Hull's head. He moves it, and Goad moves.
Second down, it's short for Buffalo. And they get the ball up near 1st down and get the 1st down out by the 15. 1st down Bills is Thurman Thomas. Nobody else has carried the ball today except Thurman Thomas. In fact, nobody's been in the backfield with him because Jamie Mueller's been coming out in motion on when he's been in there. He now has 51 yards rushing.
And all 11 carries for the Buffalo Bills.
9:45.
He is a tireless kid, too. He never seems to wear out in a game.
Here he comes again. And that time the Patriots get him. Ray Agnew, who is in the lineup right now. He didn't start because of an injury, but he's in there now. And the rookie out of North Carolina State, Agnew had a sore hamstring, or rather a calf muscle, and he gets the hit on Thurman Thomas. And it will be 2nd down and 8 yards to go. Once again, the Patriots drove it down and had 4th down and goal from the 1 to tie the game up and couldn't get it in on a great play by Ray Bentley. Kelly going long for Lofton. Well, he had him open.
Lepet was the man in coverage. I like Lofton's comment to us yesterday. He feels like an accessory to this team. You know, like on a car, like air conditioning or an FM radio.
Yeah, he said, I'm not the motor, I'm not the chassis.
I'm just an accessory. A 3-decade player who has never missed a football game. Pretty impressive, huh?
But yesterday, when Andre Reed was questionable, Lofton gave us a hint that he might have told Andre to sit it out today. Yet Reed started and came up with a big catch early. It is 3rd down and 8 for Buffalo. A reverse to Beebe.
Oh, look at this.
"23 yards for Don Beebe with Jim Kelly as his lead blocker out on it, too.
Don Beebe is the fastest player on the Buffalo Bills football team. You see Smith hand off to Beebe. There's plenty of protection out there. Ken Hall, the center. Jim Kelly, the quarterback.
That sounds strange, Bob.
Plenty of protection. Kelly doesn't even, he doesn't draw blood with anybody.
I think he saw Andre Tippett coming at him and decided, I'm not going to be the lead blocker for long here. Beebe has a shoulder pad problem. 1st down Buffalo. Thomas back to Kelly.
He's open.
This is for Lofton. And Maurice Hurst came in and closed on the play, but that ball might have got hung up in some wind.
Yes. Excellent coverage by Hurst.
Well, this is some fun football, isn't it?
He made up a lot of ground there on James Lofton. Lofton asking for a little rest here. This is the old flea flicker. He goes right for him. Now watch the yardage that Hurst makes up here. Lofton has to wait for the ball, but normally you get interference there. Hurst does a great job to break the play up.
Kelly is 2 for 5 on the day for only 29 yards, but remember, he's gone big on some plays and has not been able to come up with the pass connection. 2nd and 10. Thomas. Up near a 1st down at midfield. Brought down by Richard Harvey and Ronnie Lepet. 11 yards.
That's the counter again. This is the side they normally pull to. 51 Richer and Wolford 69. They cave in the right side and they pull the offside. Wolford with a good block. Richer with a good block. And then Thomas has got that foot speed. Even Andre Reed gets in the way of Lepet. Excellent play, 11-yard pickup, and something that the Bills really rely on now.
Buffalo leads 7-0. 7:10 left here in the 1st half. And they're 1st and 10 at midfield. Andre Reed. Down to the 18-yard line, a 31-yard pass play for Jim Kelly.
He's limping a little bit on his ankle. Ronnie Lepet finally makes the tackle. But on the replay, Fred Marion, I think, makes a mistake here. He goes for the interception, and I think if he goes, watch Fred Marion, the free safety. If he goes for the receiver here, I think he knocks it out of Andre Reed's hands. Well, maybe not. I thought he had a chance to get over there. He was a little late in coverage. Big catch, 31-yard pickup.
And they're at their 18 of New England. That's McKellar in motion. Here's Thomas. He's another one of those runners that even when he hits the pile, he's got such great strength down below his waist, moving with his legs, and he moves the pile, doesn't he?
Yeah, little guy.
Yep.
And when you look at the size of the players today in the NFL, he's a little guy, but you're right, he's got great leg strength, and he keeps himself in superb condition. Obviously, he's carried the ball every single time the Bills have run it today.
2nd down at 5. Here comes Thomas again. And Andre Tippett strings it out wide, along with Ray Agnew, and Tippett then forces Thomas to the near sideline and out of bounds.
How about this drive? Starting at their own 2. Now down inside the 15-yard line.
Came up with some great plays.
Big plays.
The reverse to Beebe, and then the flea flicker that almost hooked up as they really dug deep into the playbook. It is 3rd down and short now for Buffalo. Down at the 13-yard line of New England. Shotgun formation.
Watch Thomas.
There was a blitz from the outside as Kelly got really crunched by Mickey Washington, who was coming on a blitz out of the corner. And it will be 4th down, and we'll get a field goal.
This formation that the Bills have run throughout this season, they like to feature Thurman Thomas here, but Kelly's choice is to throw the ball in the end zone. Washington there to disrupt the play. Kelly told us yesterday most of his interceptions have been when he's thrown off his back foot because of pressure. That time he was on his back foot, but he threw it into the ground.
This will be a 30-yard field goal try. Frank Reich holds for Scott Norwood. He missed it. He has not had the best of years as he is now 13 for 21, and New England dodges a big bullet.
Darling, after 10 years, the only thing I'd change about you is your clothes.
Bugle boy.
Why don't you try this one on first?
At Acura, we believe that the best way to discourage limited thinking is to design cars in an environment without limits. The NSX, precision-crafted performance from Acura. You can spot someone who saved money with a second-rate antifreeze a mile away. Not all antifreeze is the same. Nothing beats Prestone. And that's something you might appreciate down the road.
There's a new attitude at Northwest Airlines, a new dedication to service. You can see it in our on-time performance, the best of the top 7 U.S. airlines. That's our commitment, to make sure you're on time for your commitments.
NBC Sports coverage of the National Football League is brought to you by Acura Automobiles. Experience precision-crafted performance. By Coors Light, the one that won't slow you down. The Silver Bullet is the right beer now. By Citizen Watches. Citizen, we've got elegance. And by Bugle Boy Company, because any closet without Bugle Boy is an empty closet.
I'm Jim Donovan along with Bob Trumpy on a gorgeous November afternoon here at Rich Stadium in Orchard Park. Buffalo leads 7-0. They just went 11 plays, 86 yards, and missed a 30-yard field goal. So it's 7-0. That's a lot of work to come up with no points. Marvin Allen. Fine run by Marvin Allen. And, Bob, I think you'll see this time George Adams got a block for him.
Well, it's about time.
15-yard run.
15 yards on the carry. Let's see if we can see George Adams. 33. It's the counter series for New England. Adams pulls out. It's Carlton Bailey he gets on the ground. Yes, sir. Blocking to and through the man. Something the Patriots don't expect, but they get from George Adams.
Out to the 34-yard line. George Adams, who had missed a couple of blocks earlier in the game, comes up with a nice one to get the corner from Marvin Allen there. Whoa! Oh, Wilson had one of those soap dish passes. That happens to Dave Craig all the time up in Seattle, and so it happened so much that they had to come up with a title. They call it a soap dish pass, and that's what happened. Bruce Smith, I don't think he could believe what happened to Mark Wilson.
That counts as a sack, and if you're wondering, that is a fumble. Arm not going forward, the thing just pops right out of his hand. But he does recover his own fumble, and then Bruce Smith is credited with a sack.
Bob, don't they rub the balls down with something now just before the game?
Yes, they do. It comes with kind of a clear liquid on the surface, and they try to get it off of the ball before the game starts.
Second down, 16. And another good run by the Patriots as Marvin Allen is brought down by Shane Conlon and Bruce Smith. You know, this reminds you of the days when John Stevens was healthy and running well for New England. They used to go to him all the time, and now Marvin Allen in for him is getting the ball a lot himself.
Yeah, I agree with you. And, you know, the other thing is that to this point, the pass rush of the Buffalo Bills has not really been a big factor in this game. They've not really put a lot of pressure on Mark Wilson. When he's needed time, he's had the time.
It is 3rd down and 11, however, right now, and he's got a problem against this Bills pass rush. Irving Fryer tried to come back and make the catch. David Poole was over on the coverage along with Nate Odoms. And Fryer actually became like a defensive back there as he knocked the ball down because their Bills were in better position to pick that one off.
Very unusual for Mark Wilson to roll out. Not known as a moving pocket quarterback. Normally stands in there. But they roll out to avoid the pass rush.
3rd punt of the day for Hansen. Called for a fair catch, I believe, and then he goes down at the 34-yard line. And so Buffalo gets the ball back with 3:03 to go in the half. They lead 7-0.
The anti-lock brakes on the Acura Integra were inspired by those used to stop jet aircraft. And while you might expect to find such technology on a multi-million-dollar airplane, you might not expect to find it on an automobile that costs considerably less.
Light. It is magical, powerful, essential. At GTE, we place that power at the touch of your hand. The power to open any darkness, to illuminate the facts of science, brighten the arenas of sports and business, create the warm glow that means home. At GTE, we give you the power of Sylvania light in 6,000 ways, none of them small. At GTE, the power is on.
Now, every time you use the American Express card, you could win a trip anywhere, to do anything. Because American Express is giving away $10,000 dream weekends. One a day, every day, for the rest of the year. Every time you use the card, you have another chance to win. Only with the American Express card. Don't leave home without it.
A tragic crash and a pilot accused.
You're wrong.
A wife must clear his name and expose the truth.
Oh, my God.
Cheryl Ladd, The Mystery of Flight 1501 on NBC tonight.
Well, I think a lot of people thought that this would be a lot easier for Buffalo. 7-0 with 3:03 left here in the first half. And remember, as we come close to halftime, we'll be sending you off to the folks at NFL Live. Bob Costas, Will McDonough, O.J. Simpson, who's off to the Saudi Arabia for the holiday on Thanksgiving. He'll be spending the day with the American servicemen and women over there.
That is a long trip for Thanksgiving, isn't it?
And, of course, we've got football action for you on Thanksgiving Day here on NBC. So join us for that and join us for scores and highlights at the half. Here's Thurman Thomas. And New England starting to shut him down just a little bit. Let's go to NFL Live in New York. Here's Bob Costas.
All right, Jim, take a look at Steve DeBerg, a master of play action, makes the move here and then flips to Bill Jones. The 2-yard touchdown at Arrowhead gives Kansas City an ever-widening lead over San Diego. It's up to a pair of touchdowns at 17-3.
Thanks, Bob. 2:29 left to go here in the first half. 7-0 Bills in the lead. Second down. Jim Kelly throwing, and Ronnie Lepet stepped in front of Andre Reed and almost had the interception.
Oh, he went right through Andre Reed, but of course, if both are going for the football, Marv Levy is upset.
He wants interference called on Lepet.
But if they're both going for the football, then incidental contact is allowed. Now watch Lepet. He goes right through him. Can't make the catch. Kelly now 3 of 8, 60 yards. The play selection, 8 passes, 17 runs. all by Thurman Thomas so far for Buffalo.
Here's a big play for the New England defense. 3rd and 7. Way too much time. And finally they get him. Brett Williams with the sack. His 5th of the year.
He had nobody to throw it to. Excellent coverage by the New England Patriots.
That's the first sack of Kelly today. As New England's Brett Williams, after it seemed like eternity back in that pocket for Kelly, got to him.
Yeah, he had good protection. When he rolls out, it kind of destroys the protection a little bit. And I'm surprised he can hang on to this football. Look at that. We saw the thing pop out of Mark Wilson's hand.
2 minutes.
Kelly is very lucky to hang on to that football.
We are at 2 minutes remaining here in the first half. And the Buffalo Bills lead over the New England Patriots 7-0. We'll be right back.
Wouldn't it be great if you were at a party and suddenly you could read people's minds? And wouldn't it be great if you knew that Candace Robertson wanted beer? Really great beer like Keystone, the fresh cold filtered beer in a can that tastes like beer in a bottle because of Keystone's specially lined can. And wouldn't it be great if later that evening you and Candace went to Vegas? Yeah! Cold filtered Keystone and Keystone Light, bottled beer taste in a can. Wouldn't that be great?
Time and time again, for professional photographers and amateurs as well, the world's great pictures are trusted to the same brand of film, Kodak. Why trust your great pictures to anything less?
It happens while you sleep.
A kiss? Not yet, honey.
Millions of bacteria form in your mouth.
A kiss? No.
So you wake up with the worst breath of the day, morning breath.
Oh, honey.
Morning breath with Scope. Antiseptic Scope has 2 powerful ingredients that kill 90% of the bacteria that cause morning breath.
How about that kiss?
Where's my kiss?
Kiss me, you big lug.
Scope. Original mint or peppermint. The best thing, first thing in the morning.
The Chiefs. The Raiders. This ain't no powwow. Ow. Ow. Next Sunday.
The only score in our game so far, 5-yard touchdown run by Thurman Thomas on Buffalo's first drive of the game. But since then, New England has dug in and played pretty good defense.
Well, it looks like Pryor's deep. Looks like they're overloading here for a block. They're going to try to block the punt here, Jim. Near side.
Back at his 10-yard line. Here they come. He got it away. He got a good one away, too. Pryor at the 30. You know, Buffalo had so many people in blocking there, and they got tied up and hit so much that Pryor had about 15 yards once he caught the ball.
You're absolutely correct, but I think that's the good choice. When it looks like there's going to be a block, expend your energy blocking and don't worry about the coverage later. Bruce DeHaven is an excellent coach with these special teams, and he knows the priorities.
New England ball when we come back.
You know, Dad always said, Norman, you have to give 100% every day.
If you want 100% whole grain, only one of these leading cereals has it. Only Wheaties is made with 100% whole grain.
Dad also said, Norman, if you want to be a champion,
better get your whole grain.
Better eat your Wheaties. But you better never call me Norman.
One citizen with lots of citizens. Elegant, perfectly elegant citizen. We've got elegance.
In 1859, Isaac Cook created a great American champagne to launch the Great American Clipper ships. Today, people are still launching celebrations with Cook's Imperial American Champagne.
Well, at the top of our show, we told you about Buffalo sometimes having problems with teams they should beat. Tampa Bay a couple of years ago. These Patriots last year. Marv Levy is trying to guard against the letdown here, and it's hard to do when you're facing a team that's 1-8, but they're very much in a tight ball game here.
Yeah. Buffalo beat New England at 1-5, too.
Well, that will take you out of good field position in a hurry. Bruce Smith with his second sack of the day.
That was good coverage by Buffalo. Wilson, oh, here we go with the quick huddle.
Right up to the line of scrimmage with 1:34 left. He's got a man open as he floats one in there, and Irving Fryer makes the catch and goes out of bounds on the New England sideline and gets big yardage, down 2 yards shy of a first down. But inside Bill's territory at the 42-yard line. That ball will look like a knuckleball up in the air.
Yeah, Mark Wilson having great trouble hanging onto the football, but Fryer, you see again Williams with very, very soft coverage. Leonard Smith underneath helping out, but Wilson's able to get the ball in.
So I think it's safe to say the Bills really do miss Kirby Jackson on that corner.
Yeah, it appears that way.
As the rookie James Williams has been having a tough time against Irving Fryer. 3rd down and 2. 3rd and less than 2. With 1:28 to go in the half. Marvin Allen. It will be interesting to see the spot because he got up to the first down marker and then got pushed back by Leon Seals and Carlton Bailey. As the clock runs, New England has 2 timeouts left. They trail 7-0. They are giving them the first down.
So New England should be right at the line of scrimmage here.
Well, they're wasting a lot of time here. They've wasted 15 seconds since the play last ended, and now well beyond that. And they're still in the huddle.
And they have 2 timeouts left.
First down, Patriots. Buffalo 42. Throws it away. In the vicinity of George Adams at the 23-yard line, but Jeff Wright was right in the face of Mark Wilson after another long time to throw.
Yeah, again, Bruce Smith was on the far side. He was pass rushing against Clayton, number 76, and he went inside the offensive tackle, lost his containment, and then Wilson was able to get out there and buy himself time.
They are at the 42-yard line of the Bills. Jason Starofsky, the field goal kicker for New England, has hit a 53-yarder this year. So they still need some yardage here to try and get in field goal range. On 2nd and 10. He's got Irving Fryer.
Ooh. Hagee hit him.
What a hit by Hagee.
No. Don't bother him. Leave him alone. Who is that? Leave him alone. Don't do anything.
It's George Adams.
Yeah, the player should not do anything to an injured player on the field. Don't loosen his chin strap. Just get away from him.
A frightening hit by
We have
Hagee.
an injury in the last 2 minutes. By rule, that's a charge timeout, New England.
All right, so the Patriots get hit with a timeout, but we show some concern for Irving Fryer, who took a hit by John Hagee. Watch it.
That's Nate Odom's underneath. Hagee comes from the safety spot. Fryer's concentrating on the football. And for anybody out there listening who plays football, high school, college, when another player comes over, do not do anything to the player on the ground. Leave him alone. Hagee hits him right up underneath the chin. Now, George Adams should know better than that. Do not try to loosen the chin strap or anything. Leave him alone. Hagee's even concerned about...
Hagee is looking right over Fryer. And we will check out the condition of Irving Fryer as we notice that they are getting him up right now. That's a good sign. We'll be right back to Buffalo after this.
Kids love these exciting, fast-paced electronic games from Radio Shack. 2-player baseball is a hit. Choose the pitch and the play. Batter up. Dinosaurs let you do battle back in time. Awesome. For a real real blast, there's plane and tank battle, kung fu, and raceway. Radio Shack electronic games are so action-packed, I bet they'll even keep this big kid entertained.
20 exciting electronic games from $7.95. Only at Radio Shack, America's technology store. Nobody compares for Christmas shopping.
Fryer was able to run off the field, but because he was injured, he cannot take the field until the next play, but he's all right.
3rd down and 10. Wilson rolls out.
Whoa, fumble.
He lost the ball again. They say his arm was in the forward motion, and it's an incompleted pass.
He got lucky.
26 seconds left now. It is an incompleted pass. His arm was going forward. What do you do? It's 4th and 10.
Well, they're sending the punter out.
So they will not try and go on 4th down, even though they're in Bills territory at the 42-yard line, as they trail 7-0 and looked as though after that first Fryer catch that they were starting to get in field goal range.
You're absolutely correct.
But they didn't get another yard after that.
Looked to me like he was going to draw that ball back and throw it to somebody else, but it slipped right out of his hand.
That's the second time today that's happened. 26 seconds left in the half. Good punt by Hansen. Will back the Bills up at the 5-yard line with 18 seconds to go. Brian Hansen puts the Bills out and in bad field position at the 5-yard line. All right, Thursday, Thanksgiving dinner will have to wait as NBC Sports presents a football feast for the entire family. Kick off your holiday at noon Eastern with NFL Live. OJ will be live with the U.S. servicemen and women serving our country in the Middle East. Then it's game time as John Elway and the Broncos take on Barry Sanders and the Detroit Lions. It'll be a very special Thanksgiving, a family occasion spanning the globe. Thursday at noon Eastern on NBC. The Bills are not going to fool around from their own 5-yard line, and Jim Kelly puts his knee down, and that's the end of the first half. And Bob, New England's got to feel very good, only to leave 7-0. Now, I know they got stopped on 4th down and goal from the 1, but this thing could have been a lot worse.
Especially when you consider over the last 3 games, the Bills have scored in excess of 100 points. Being held to 7 in the first half, a big plus for the New England Patriots.
So that's it. Thurman Thomas, a 5-yard touchdown run. 7-0 Bills. Let's go to NFL Live now and Bob Costas.
Okay, Jim Donovan, thanks very much. Coming up in just a few moments, we'll visit with Will McDonough and O.J. Simpson. We'll check all the scores and highlights, of course, and we'll have a preview of our Thanksgiving Day coverage here on NBC. We'll begin with all that right after this message.
I'm Eric Sievers of the New England Patriots, and as a parent with a 3-year-old son, Timothy, and a new baby, my wife, Diane, and I are very aware of the critical need for child care services. That's why I'm involved as a volunteer for the United Way of Massachusetts Bay. Here we have pioneered the Child Care Initiative. It's a dramatic new community-wide 5-year project that aims at building our community's capacity to ensure a child care system for all our children. We've drawn on the human resources and our capital resources, raising more than $4.5 million towards our goal of $6 million. But for me, the real victory is in the smiles of these children and the knowledge that the community, with the leadership of the United Way, can solve problems. When you support the United Way, you are a part of this initiative, and you are a part of the commitment to the idea that we can make this a better community and a better world for all of our children and for all of us. The United Way, it brings out the best in all of us.
This message furnished by the National Football League.
All right, welcome back to those of you who've watched Buffalo establish just a 7-0 lead over New England at halftime. Bob Costas with O.J. Simpson and Will McDonough. We'll hear from these gentlemen in just a moment. But quickly now to the scoreboard to check on games elsewhere. Kansas City has the lead late in the second quarter at home over San Diego by a score of 17-3. Let's look at some of the highlights. Marty Schottenheimer trying to put the memory of the last-second defeat last week against Seattle behind him. And here's a good way to do it. First possession of the game out of the shotgun from the 10-yard line. DeBerg lost one long to J.J. Burton. It turns into the longest scoring play from scrimmage in the entire league this year. A 90-yard catch and run, a 7-0 Kansas City lead. Then after an exchange of field goals, they widen it to 17-3. DeBerg, a master of play action, fakes the San Diego defense out, then flips this 2-yarder to Bill Jones. They go up by a score of 17-3 against San Diego, a team that has beaten them 5 consecutive times. Look like the Giants are cruising toward a 10-0 record. Their lead at halftime in the Meadowlands is 20-0 over the Lions. Phil Simms has thrown touchdown passes of 33 yards to Stephen Baker and 57 yards to Mark Ingram, and Matt Barr has kicked a couple of field goals. Cleveland and Houston, this is the way the Jim Schaffner tenure as head coach of the Browns begins. The Oilers fumble on the opening kick. The Browns get the ball, and then Schaffner watches his team score as Ozzie Newsome will be on the receiving end of this early touchdown pass from Bernie Kosar. It covers 13 yards, but they missed the extra point, so it was just 6-0. The Oilers come right back, and Warren Moon will find Lorenzo White with this 3-yard touchdown pass. Moon just sneaking the ball by the lunging Raymond Claiborne of the Browns, and that made it 7-6. But after a Moon fumble, it was the Browns right back again. Derek Gaynor going in untouched. So both Browns touchdowns set up by turnovers from Houston. 13-7 the score now. Cleveland in front there late in the second quarter. Washington has Mark Rippon back at quarterback. You'll recall he was injured in week 3. This is his return. He has thrown touchdown passes to Gary Clark and to Art Monk during the course of the first half. Monk latches on to his 700th career reception. He's only the 3rd player in history to reach that plateau. Steve Largent and Charlie Joyner were the other 2. Washington at home leading New Orleans 17-10. They're at the half at RFK. In the game you're watching also halftime, Buffalo with the 5-yard Thurman Thomas touchdown run and the 7-0 lead. The goal line stand helped out a bit later on. And Philadelphia and Atlanta are now tied at 7 as Randall Cunningham has just thrown a touchdown pass to Keith Jackson. This game in Atlanta, Philadelphia has won 3 in a row to take their record to 5-4, but they're tied up with the 3-6 Falcons at 7 apiece late in the second quarter. Juice, your thoughts on the Bills and the Patriots?
Well, I'm not surprised that this game is a lot closer than most people would have thought. You would think it would be a blowout with the team's records, but like a good college rivalry, Michigan, Ohio State, or SC UCLA. New England is Buffalo's biggest rival, and they tend to get up for that football game. But these are the games the Buffalo Bills have got to win. In the past, these are the games they lose, and this is why they haven't been in won that championship or gotten to the Super Bowl in recent years.
Yeah, Bob, this game shows you that really football is mental. I mean, here's Buffalo playing tremendous football, scored 87 points in their last 2 games, playing against better defenses in New England. And they come in here today. Kelly had nothing in the first half. He only threw for 57 yards, but it was typical of New England's season. They get 4th and 1 on the goal line. They go for it. Nobody blocks either middle linebacker for the Buffalo Bills, and they make the stop. A mental error.
Now, coming up on Thanksgiving Day, Will, you and I will be here in the studio. Dick Enberg and Bill Walsh will be at the Silverdome in Pontiac for the game between the Broncos and the Lions, and this gentleman will be in the Middle East. We'll tell you more about that in a minute. After this from your local stations.
It's an NBC Thanksgiving Monday. You thought the Fresh Prince was fresh. Wait till you see his mom's holiday visit. Uh-oh. Then it's a special night for parenthood. Too many cooks.
Need salt.
The men are squabbling.
You are such a crybaby.
And all the kids want to be at the big table. It must be a parenthood Thanksgiving on a special night after Fresh Prince on NBC Monday.
Who says lightning can't strike twice? Not your Toyota dealer. That's where you'll find great deals on all the reliable new Toyotas. Like this fuel-efficient Tercel. At just $64.88, it's the lowest priced 2-door sedan in America. And Corolla. Toyota's biggest option package savings in history are back. And you can save even more with big factory-to-dealer incentives. So get an electrifying deal. And your Toyota dealer now.
Hesselsen's makes it easy to shop for toys by offering the easiest layaway in town and a large selection at discount prices. At Hesselsen's, $1 down and monthly payments will hold any amount of toys till 10 p.m. Christmas Eve. There's no fees or service charge, so you're only paying for the cost of the toys. Hesselsen's carries toys by all the major companies, and there's knowledgeable salespeople to help you. So when you need a toy, make it easy on yourself. Come to Hesselsen's for $1 down layaway and discount prices. It's fun to poke in the corners at Hesselsen's.
WETM, Channel 18, Elmira Corning.
Forces in Saudi Arabia will get some reminders of home for Thanksgiving this coming Thursday. The traditional football games will be available to an increased number of locations, and they will be visited by O.J. Simpson. Yes, that's right. O.J. will report live from Saudi Arabia on the Thanksgiving Day edition of NFL Live. So I guess you'd better hop a plane post-haste.
I must admit, Bob, I had sort of mixed emotions when I first found out I got the assignment. I was looking forward to spending Thanksgiving with my family. My daughter was flying in for college, and Then I started thinking about it and became a little more intrigued by it. And this week, Kevin Smolin, my producer, and I were in San Diego to do the Bethard Chargers piece. And as we were walking through the airport, there was an assembly line of Marines taking luggage off a carousel. And I said, hey, guys, I'm in town to, to do a piece on the Chargers. And next week, I'm going to be in Saudi Arabia. And they started hooting, and the guy started saying, man, we hope we're going to be there next week. And I must admit, I was shocked by their enthusiasm that these guys were looking forward to and even hoping to go to Saudi Arabia. So I got real intrigued by it, and I'm looking forward to seeing if that enthusiasm exists over there.
To be perfectly honest, it's one thing to have enthusiasm about your assignment, but I'm incredulous that anyone would actually hope to be sent there.
Well, there's a problem, and these guys are Marines, and I'm sure this is a volunteer army, and the Marines historically are the first there, and I gather these guys are true Marines, and they want to be the first guy to be wherever our country has a problem.
Let's move to matters of lesser import. The game itself on Thanksgiving Day, Denver against Detroit, and there's no way to kid you, folks. This is not a monumental matchup. They're two of the more disappointing teams in the league, especially the Broncos.
Yeah, the Broncos have had a lot of problems, Bob. When you think of it, a year ago, the two teams that were in the AFC Championship game are now at the bottom of the league, and the Broncos, the team that's always seems to be there in the Super Bowl, suddenly they take a dive. But what I would like to see happen, if it becomes that Denver is eliminated mathematically, I would love to see owner Pat Bowlen take Dan Reeves, who's had, heart problems this year and had minor surgery for, and just say, Dan, take the rest of the year off. Take it easy. Come back next year, full speed. What's the sense of coaching the rest of the year with all the problems they have when you're going through something like a heart attack? I had one in February, so I know you should get out of there and not be under that kind of pressure.
But wait a minute, guys. Now, we're talking Thanksgiving. This is always an entertaining game. I remember once the Buffalo Bills, we weren't going anywhere. And I had a pretty good game that day, 273 yards. I think it could be a very entertaining game.
So maybe it'll be Barry Sanders' day. The Lions will go with their third different starting quarterback. Pete, Andre Ware, then this week Bob Galliano is supposed to go. All right, we're out of here. We're back with more on the halftime report in just a moment.
Last week, 65 million Americans witnessed the drama of the big one. Tonight,
We've lost number 2 engine.
NBC presents another motion picture event.
What the hell happened?
A tragedy leaves a man accused, and his wife must expose the truth.
He did not cause that plane crash.
She could hold the key to this shocking mystery.
Oh, my God.
Cheryl Ladd, The Mystery of Flight 1501 on NBC tonight.
I'm Chuck Wood, and my associate David Strassman is now going to demonstrate how to load a Chevy S10 pickup. First, give it a V6 engine, AM/FM stereo cassette, sliding rear window, rear step bumper, sport wheels, a Tahoe trim package, and more. Now, how do you unload it? Just give it a price that's easy to handle.
Only $86.81 after cashback and first-time buyer financing at your local Do Better Chevy dealers now.
WETM, Channel 18, Elmira Corning.
Welcome back to Rich Stadium in Orchard Park, and this one I'm sure has raised some eyebrows around other ballparks today and around the NFL. 7-0 the Bills lead over the New England Patriots at halftime. I'm Jim Donovan with Bob Trumpy. Are you surprised?
Yes, frankly, I am. I thought Buffalo, their offense would be a little more powerful in the first half, and frankly, I think the New England Patriot defense has played a whale of a first half.
Well, Rod Rush told us last night that he thought last week against Indianapolis, despite the loss, that they played great defense in that game. And he thought that all indications were going to be that they would play great today, and indeed they have.
Yeah, they've allowed Thurman Thomas quite a few rushing yards, and Buffalo has close to 100 yards rushing, but remember, a lot of that came on that one reverse run by Don Beebe. So, for the most part, Kelly's not throwing the ball particularly well. Coverage has been good by the Patriot defense. He almost threw 2 interceptions. So, defensively, this is not a 1-8 football team, the New England Patriots.
All signs were that we might have a little bit of a blowout on our hands early because Buffalo moved down the field on their first possession. They went 65 yards. Most of it was covered by Thurman Thomas, and it was finished off by Thomas from the 5-yard line.
There was one big catch by Andre Reed, but when they got to the goal line, they run the counter series that they have run so well. You see 75, Ballard out there in front. Also Davis, 65. He's the guard. They make the blocks, and that's the final 5 yards of that particular drive and the only score of the first half.
Now, New England came back and moved the football on a 54-yard drive of their own. They got it down inside the 4-yard line. And actually, Bob, go back and just thinking about this play for a minute. Remember, George Adams made a catch, was wide open at the 3-yard line. and was going in for a touchdown, but fell and fell out of bounds.
Yes, he fell out of bounds. It would have been a score, but he fell out of bounds, so they had to line up.
Now, even if he had stayed in bounds and gone into the end zone, no one had touched him, so it would have counted anyway.
Absolutely, but just going out of bounds made him come up with a goal line situation where it was 4th and inches, and I don't like this choice. They got a new center, Danny Villa, and they run right up at the center, and both Bentley is there and Talley is there to make the tackle, stop the drive, and New England comes away with no points.
They
So
had
that was their best chance, and they just couldn't get it in the end zone.
Now, you got to wonder a little bit. They are running the ball very well with Marvin Allen. He has over 50 yards today. Their rushing game has over 50 yards. But you got to wonder, can they get the ball in the end zone? Can they come up with a big play? They have not exhibited that kind of strength.
Well, as I think we said in the first half a couple of times, in order for the New England Patriots to be in this ball game, the Buffalo Bills have to help. They have to turn the ball over. Kelly almost threw 2 interceptions. As long as Buffalo can protect the football, I do believe that Buffalo still has this game well in control. They're doing what they want to do offensively.
New England kicks it away to the Buffalo Bills as we start the second half here at Rich Stadium. Don Smith almost took it all away as he brings it out to his own 40-yard line. He got tripped up, but that was it. If he didn't get tripped up, he had enough momentum to go, and not a lot of white jerseys around to stop him. First half numbers. It's been a runner's delight here. New England's outthrown Buffalo, and really Irving Fryer's been a big part of that.
Numbers relatively even. No turnovers. And I think that's a great plus for the New England Patriots at 1-8.
Can they hang in there? This defense has played well in the first half. 7-0 they trail. Buffalo good starting field position at their own 40. Jamie Mueller dropped it. He was the old-fashioned running before he caught it, right?
Yeah, he caught close to 200 balls a day in the offseason to try to improve his pass receiving skills. This time he allows the ball to get into his shoulder pads. You got to catch that ball with your hands.
So it's 2nd down and 10.
He is the lone back. He's the outlet receiver. Kelly is looking right. He's not open. Downfield, he's not open. And you see Jamie Mueller makes a mistake of trying to cradle the ball. Catch the ball with your hands.
He goes into the shotgun on 2nd and 10. There's a flag down as Andre Reed makes the catch and is taken out of bounds by Maurice Hurst. It was thrown right into the offensive line, and it could be holding, and in fact it is against Buffalo. Now remember, Reed's playing on a sore ankle, and you can see the effects of that, as he did not practice all week long.
It's his left ankle. I admire his courage.
65 offense. Still 2nd down.
John Davis, the right guard, is hit with the holding penalty. And New England's defense getting more confident as the plays go on. And it's back at the 30-yard line.
Jim, we didn't see much in the first half of the formation where they employ Thurman Thomas as a pass receiver out of the backfield. Now they've got Jamie Mueller out. They really don't run the pass from here either, not from the I formation. So
2nd and 20. Here's Thomas. He got away from Brent Williams, who got the first hit on him, but then Marion Hobby cleaned up at the 32-yard line. Gain of only 2, and it will be 3rd down and a bundle, 3rd and 18.
You can see that Thurman Thomas was the only rusher in the first half, except for the reverse by Don Beebe. Last week he had 112 yards rushing. He had over 100 yards rushing against the Patriots the last time these two teams played, but let's see what the Patriots do now. They got 2, 4, 6 defensive backs, a 4-man rush, and 1 linebacker, Vincent Brown. So something underneath will work here.
3rd down, 17. Kelly. Out to Thomas. And a fine play as Vincent Brown comes over from the outside linebacker spot on the left side and got him on the ankle and knocked him down.
That's a big tackle. Brown was assigned to Thurman Thomas. Just making sure that Thomas can't get out there in the flat with nobody to cover him. That's a big tackle by Brown, and a little more confidence now for the Patriots.
So Rick Tootin for his 3rd punt of the day. Irving Fryer, who was shaken up at the end of the first half when he took a wicked hit from John Hagee, is back deep. Fryer's okay. Not a good punt by Tootin. The crowd wanted a illegal block called on one of the Patriots, but they did not get a flag. And Fryer brings the ball over the 30 out to the 33-yard line, and that's where the Patriots will start, down by 7.
That was Jamie Mueller who was blocked in the back. Could not pick up the Patriot, but there were a lot of Buffalo fans that noticed that.
43-yard punt, but Fryer with a 14-yard return. And Mark Wilson back into the huddle at quarterback. And Bob, I think at the start of the game we thought we would see Tommy Hodson, but with this being a 7-0 game, you can't think that he'll be in there today.
No, Wilson's thrown the ball very well. So he keeps the assignment.
Marv took the tight end in motion. Big hole up the middle to the 45-yard line. Leonard Smith brings down Marvin Allen. A 12-yard run for Allen. And a first down for New England.
I think we've got an injury, too. One of the players is not getting up. He popped through there, didn't he?
Well, he really did. And Allen has been a big, big player today. He came into the game with sore ribs. But, you know, I think he might have just landed on the football there.
Knocked the wind out of him a little bit. And when he got through that line of scrimmage, the play goes screen left. Damian Johnson, 68, with a good block. Villa, 75, gets a block on Bentley. Allen now 57 yards on 16 carries.
First down, New England at their own 45. Here's John Stevens. And Stevens struggles to get back to the line of scrimmage. Leon Seals and Jeff Wright, the left side of the Buffalo front 7, get over there.
Jim, have you noticed how the Buffalo Bills defense is moving all around just before the snap? The Patriots have picked up something, obviously, from watching films to make that defense shift, move, not be ready for the snap of the ball. And in several instances, they've caught the defense kind of off guard, moving laterally as opposed to up the field.
Wilson checking with the sideline to get the play. Buffalo scored early in the first quarter. First possession, 65-yard drive. Thurman Thomas scored. Wilson brought the Patriots back, got them down to the 1-yard line and 4th and goal and got stopped. And that's been it. Second down, 10. Stevens. Whoa, suddenly it becomes a big play, although he slips at the 47, but he was looking at a big loss back at the 40-yard line.
It looked like Bruce Armstrong, the left tackle, slipped when he pulls out of the line of scrimmage, Jim. And that really slowed down the play. And then Bruce, watch 78. Now it's the guard that slips. You can't really see him in the picture. And then Smith misses the tackle. Stevens cuts back, but it's not for a very big gain. It's only a yard or two. Leonard Smith finally on the tackle. So it's 3rd and 9, 3rd and 8.
3rd down and 9 for Wilson. Zeke Mowat ends up with a ping-pong shot. It went off of Marv Cook and a Buffalo Bill, and Mowat ends up with the catch and a first down. What a play for the Patriots. They get their first real break of the game, maybe of the season.
This was a strange one. You see Bruce Smith's 78 slip on the pass rush. This ball is hit by Cornelius Bennett. And Zeke Mowat runs a fine pattern for the deflection and picks up the first down.
First down at the Buffalo 43-yard line. And the Patriot drive continues, trailing 7-0, 3rd quarter. Sack.
Jeff Wright, 3rd of the day for the Bills. Bruce Smith dives down inside on this pass rush, Jim. Goes way down inside. Look at him. Inside Armstrong, inside the guard, Gamble. He's there to flush Wilson, and then Wright makes the sack.
That's the first of the day for Jeff Wright, a guy who is trying to win his affection of these fans. He's replacing a legend here, Fred Smerlas.
Both on and off the field.
Absolutely. And he comes up with a big sack there. Second, 21 for New England, back in their own territory now. John Stevens. Up near midfield. Stevens did not start. Marvin Allen started and has been very effective. And since leaving the game after a big 12-yard run on the first play of this drive, Allen has not been back in, and Stevens has been handling that running back spot.
And again, if you didn't hear, Stevens didn't practice all week. Had a bruised knee, had some fluid drained from it, so he's not really playing at 100%. And a tackle on that play was made by James Williams on the outside. Man, that was student body right. They had Pryor coming in motion inside. They pulled everybody, including the quarterback, going that way.
3rd down and 19 for New England. And they run it. Stevens to midfield, and that's it.
Bruce Smith slowed him up. Allowed the defense to catch up with him, Jim.
So Rod Rust opted not to put the ball up on 3rd down and 19, but instead to run the football, and it did not work. Out of the shadows now, you look at Brian Hansen, his 5th punt of the day. Al Edwards is back deep for Buffalo, standing at his 10. 7-0 Bills with 8:25 to go in the 3rd quarter. It hits at the 10, and at the 9-yard line, it is touched down by the Patriots on the coverage there with Mickey Washington. And so Buffalo gets the ball back, leading 7-0. 3rd quarter, we'll be right back.
It may have been 30 years ago, or just yesterday, a roadster caught your eye, and you've never been quite the same. The Mazda Miata. It just feels right. The product. The proving grounds. The results. STP gas treatment is the edge.
America's 3 favorite bachelors are back.
Oh!
And they're having the time of their lives. Trying to stay single.
I'm impotent. Oh, I find that so charming in a man.
3 men and a little lady.
Oh, shut up and take me.
Rated PG. Starts Wednesday.
You've been up in the air for hours. Now you got to make up the time. Aren't you glad Verts is a faster, easier way to rent a car? #1 Club Gold. No paperwork, no stopping at counters, nothing to slow you down.
We're America's dreams.
You go straight to our gold parking area, where your car is waiting, ready to go.
I'm gonna make it.
It's the fastest way to rent a car.
NBC Sports coverage of the National Football League is brought to you by Mazda Cars and Trucks. Mazda, it just feels right. By Levi's Dockers. If they're not Dockers, they're just pants. By Tux, the premium choice. And by First Brands Corporation, makers of Prestone Advanced Formula Antifreeze and STP gas treatment.
Back in Buffalo, Jim Donovan along with Bob Trumpy. It is 7-0 New England. Jim Kelly and the Bills have won 7 games in a row, but they can't get rid of the 1-8 Patriots here today. And they have bad field position starting inside their own 10. 7:59 to go 3rd quarter. Thurman Thomas. And Thomas gets a first down to the 22-yard line. Brought down on the play by Ed Reynolds. Now, coming up Thursday, Thanksgiving Day is a great day here on NBC. Kick off your holiday at noon Eastern at NFL Live. OJ visits live with U.S. servicemen and women serving our country in the Middle East. And then it's John Elway and the Broncos taking on Barry Sanders and the Lions. And it all starts at 12 noon.
Ed Reynolds, member of the Army Reserve, he may have to eventually go to Saudi Arabia.
He is waiting to be called up every week, it seems. Here's Thurman Thomas, not much there, wrapped up by Vincent Brown. We talked with Reynolds last night. He's out of the University of Virginia. He's a captain in the Army Reserve.
He trains people to go to war in in guns, M16s, a 45, a 9mm. And his father was in the service from 51 to 71, and he said, my bag is always packed and ready to go.
He has 3 first cousins who are over there right now.
Isn't that something?
Yeah. It is 2nd down and 8. Thomas got 2 on 1st down. Andre Reed.
Big catch.
Boy, you talk about making a catch in traffic. He got sandwiched there and made the grab.
This is the slant pattern, and it's zone coverage. And he knows there's going to be people in there. Vincent Brown is the one that hits him, and somehow Reed stays on his feet. This is a kid that in college at Kutztown ran a double wing offense. That's a 1 wide receiver offense. He said, I got quadruple coverage.
So he must have really learned how to get open there, huh?
Yes, yes.
It's 1st and 10. 6 minutes to go, 3rd quarter.
Watch Thomas here. Watch 34.
He has a receiver in a slot. Kelly's got time. Now he's out of time. And Marion Hobby sacks him at the 39-yard line.
Kelly taken down by Marion Hobby.
Well, there was excellent coverage that time on Thurman Thomas. They put him up at the line of scrimmage, and you see him on the inside. The man that's got the coverage on him is Andre Tippett, and Tippett does a great job of screening himself, or screening Thomas from the quarterback, so Kelly's got nobody to throw it to.
Now, everybody was really blanketed by the New England defense there, but that's the best job I've seen anybody do on Thurman Thomas coming out as a receiver this year.
Very few linebackers can cover Thurman Thomas out of the backfield.
2nd down, 10. Thomas falls. The field is starting to get a bit icy right now as the sun has gone down. Now let's check the Hertz 10-minute ticker. 17-3 Kansas City. Giants are going to go to 10-0. Houston leads. They got a touchdown with 20 seconds to go in the half. They lead over Cleveland and Jim Schaffner's first game as Browns coach. Washington leads in Atlanta 10-7 over Philadelphia. And here in Buffalo, the 8-1 Bills against the 1-8 Patriots, but it's 7-0 Bills with 4:45 to go. 3rd quarter at 3rd down and 14 for Buffalo. Blitz. And Kelly got hit. He got hit hard. McSwain came in along with Vincent Brown, and Rod McSwain was the first guy to get Kelly on the hip.
You know, last week, Phoenix ran that kind of blitz, too. The safety blitz, and got to Jim Kelly. Kelly has no chance whatever to set up here. You see Vincent Brown, 59, coming from the left side. McSwain is coming from the right side. Well-timed and called blitz by Charlie Sumner. The Patriots destroys the play.
So Tootin must give the ball up again on the punt. Irving Fryer's been a bit dangerous. You get the feeling that he might pop one here today. Bad punt by Tootin again. And it will go out of bounds. Let's see where they mark it out. Inside the 30 at the 28-yard line. New England gets the ball back, trailing by 7.
Oh, 5 more minutes. It's our anniversary. Let's call it 6.
Can't.
Oh, 10 years deserves something.
True.
Haven't I made you coffee for 10 years?
Haven't I had to drink it? But come on.
Why?
Show your friends this. Happy anniversary.
Beautiful.
The Diamond Anniversary Band. This year, tell her you'd marry her all over again.
Okay, I'll show him. Tomorrow.
He stirs in the land of dawning. He stirs now in the age of wandering. Now on the trail of beauty, he stirs.
The new Navajo from Mazda.
It just feels right.
Why don't we have as much quiet here as we had on the green?
Okay. Come on, the ball, and they have no reaction.
No, the way you did is that's going to have to wear a helmet.
No, you just need happiness to enjoy life. Very deep, guys. Very deep.
Levi's 100% cotton Dockers. If they're not Dockers, they're just pants.
I look like my mom, but I act like my dad. Well, be careful.
I feel bad for your mom.
Thursday, O.J. Simpson visits live with U.S. servicemen and women serving our country in the Persian Gulf. Then it's the Broncos and the Lions, a special Thanksgiving on NBC.
Jim Donovan and Bob Trumpy back with you here at Orchard Park. 7-0 Buffalo. They got the touchdown on their first drive of the day. The New England Patriots defense, Bob, they've been sensational.
Played very well.
Played well. Now, can they get some help on the other side?
As we stated before, this is not a 1-8 defense the Patriots have.
But it is a 1-8 offense. And they'll have to really plug one in here against this tough Buffalo Bills defense as George Adams gets the carry on first down. He was hit by Leon Seals and then finished off by Bruce Smith.
It does appear that footing is becoming a little bit slippery out there. You see a lot of offensive linemen slip when they come out of their stances. And when that happens, then you got to go with your straight-ahead stuff if you're the offensive coordinator.
Well, I can...
yeah, you slipped and fell.
I can commiserate with them. I slipped and fell on the field before the game, and a beautiful pair of wool twill slacks were ruined. 2nd and 10. Stevens. Got a pretty good block there and got out to the 35-yard line. Chris Gamble, 74, got over and gave him a pretty good block, and it will be 3rd down for New England as Cornelius Bennett and Leonard Smith tackle.
Several times today, though, we've seen running backs from the New England Patriots almost pop through there. Just saving tackles by Buffalo Bills at the end of several runs have stopped big, long gains by the New England Patriots running backs.
It's Stevens and Adams in the backfield on 3rd down and 3. First down, Patriots. John Stevens up near his own 40-yard line. So they gave him a big dose of Marvin Allen, and now they're giving him a dose of John Stevens.
A fresh John Stevens. Did not play at all in the first half.
20 yards rushing for Stevens on the day. Patriots trail 7-0. As their defense has done their job today, their offense did have one drive, but they got shut down on 4th down and goal from the Buffalo 1.
Whoops.
Yep, there's Bennett.
That's another missed block by George Adams. Again, it's Cornelius Bennett who jumps, it looked like right inside the block. Left-hand side of the screen. I'm not sure we're going to see the entire block, but we'll see the end of it. But there's Bennett right there. You see Adams 33 on the ground.
And as soon as the play ended, Adams came out, and Mosi Tutupu came in, and that's who's in the backfield right now.
Much better blocker.
2nd down, 12. A loss of 2 on that play. That's Irving Pryor in motion. Wilson hits Tutupu, and there's a flag down as Tutupu brings it out to the 45-yard line. Tackled by Darryl Talley.
That flag was thrown very, very late.
Bruce Smith says it's against the Patriots. And Johnny Greer agrees.
Buffalo that time came with the corner blitz. Nate Odoms, 37, was blitzing in there. So a certain amount of desperation by the Bills here to get pressure on Wilson.
Holding, 44, offense. Still 2nd down.
Stevens nailed 4 of the holding penalty. And that backs them up inside their 50 at the 28-yard line. We have a minute 30 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Penalties, New England with 4, Buffalo with 3. It's been a pretty well-played football game. But this is the big problem for New England now. 2nd, 3rd down, long yardage.
Yeah, Wilson's had trouble hanging on to the football.
He's had 2 balls slip out of his hands. This one is caught out near the 40-yard line. Marv Cook, the tight end, makes the catch. He had a good week last week against the Colts, and that's his first catch this afternoon.
Bailey and Leonard Smith on the tackle. He's been a pretty consistent receiver for the New England Patriots.
Inside the last minute now here in the 3rd quarter. Here come the Patriots on 3rd down and 12.
Bills have 6 defensive backs in the ball game.
Wilson's got Marv Cook, and the tight end's got a first down at the midfield stripe. David Poole makes the tackle after a 13-yard pass from Wilson to Cook.
They had the tight end sitting in tandem, side by side. Cook runs outside, then cuts inside, and he is absolutely wide open. And again, Wilson has a lot of time here. He's flushed a little bit, but that's enough time to throw, and he throws it well for the completion.
2 consecutive passes to Marv Cook. Gets New England to the 50-yard line. That's the end of the third quarter. We'll be right back after these messages from your local station.
Spend a wild Thanksgiving with Mary Tyler Moore, Tony Curtis, and Joe Bologna. The outrageous world premiere, Thanksgiving Day on NBC Monday.
Recently, 25,000 car owners all over America put their cars to an important test. For 365 days and nights, they looked at product quality and dealer service. Then, after a year of ownership, they were surveyed by J.D. Power & Associates. And in the end, the American car line with the highest ranking in overall customer satisfaction was Cadillac. Of course, Cadillac again. See your Empire State Cadillac dealer and put us to your test.
Holidays are the time for family, friends, and fun. And holidays are even better when you plan ahead with an Elmira Savings Bank Christmas Club. Now you can save even more with a big 6% interest at the Elmira Savings Bank. Just stop at any 5 of our convenient locations and open your big 6% Christmas Club today. The Elmira Savings Bank, the People Bank.
Whether you're remodeling, replacing, or building new, we present an open and shut case for Anderson Windows. Anderson Windows and Patio Doors, opening and closing daily in America's finest homes, as well as her finest dealers.
Your source for Anderson Windows and Patio Doors is Chapel Lumber, 1041 Caden Avenue, Elmira, New York.
WETM, Channel 18, Elmira Corning.
Buffalo leads 7-0 over New England. We're starting the fourth quarter. Marv Levy preached to his team all week long. He told us yesterday, I told him, you got to respect this team. They beat us last year. Mark Wilson beat us the last time he started against us in '87 as a Raider. He had all kinds of little stories for them, and the Patriots are living up to those stories today as they are only down by a touchdown and now showing a little drive as we start the fourth quarter to Tupu for a couple of yards to the 47.
Now, you certainly have to admire the New England Patriots, Rod Russ, the coaching staff. I mean, this team is certainly not playing like a 1-8 football team. Buffalo winning 7 in a row, including one over New England when they were 1-5. And Rod Russ was preaching to us last night, hey, you know, you just got to keep working. You just got to keep working. We need a couple of breaks going our way.
Second down, 7. Bennett's got him, and he gets away. John Stevens takes on a couple of tacklers down to the 40. The crowd wants an in-the-grass call as Cornelius Bennett had Wilson.
I don't blame them for screaming. Bennett comes from, you're going to see the whole thing right in front of you. That's Damian Johnson. Some referees will call that in the grasp.
Now remember,
and some will not.
Remember,
and control.
It's grasp and control. I wouldn't say he had control of it.
You know, the end of the play, Nate Odoms tries to take the ball away from the receiver, John Stevens. I think if he goes for the tackle, he stops him short of the first down. But going for the ball allowed Stevens to get upfield for the first down. And Marv Levy not happy with that call.
Mark Wilson gets out of the arm span, out of the hug of Cornelius Bennett. He is now 11 for 16, 121 yards. First down, Patriots. To Tupu. Inside the 40, he goes down to the 37-yard line. Going to step away from Buffalo right now. Let's go to NFL Live. Here's Bob Costas.
All right, Jim, and here are the Chargers on the first drive after the start of the second half. Billy Joe Tolliver off the play-action fake will find the rookie from Michigan, Derek Walker, with the touchdown. And San Diego is back in it, trailing at Kansas City 17-10 in the third. Back to Donovan and Trumpy.
Thank you, Bob. 13-14 left, regulation tied. Buffalo leading 7-0. Second down, New England. Stevens hit.
Oh, boy.
Carlton Bailey got him.
Jim, the Buffalo defense right now is taking all kinds of chances. I mean, you see guys flying.
Yeah, they're flying right through the air.
They're going with blitzes. They're going with man coverage. Walt Corey's the defense coordinator of Buffalo. Watch the right-hand side of the screen. You'll see people just flying up into the holes. There's Bailey, 54. Bennett comes across the line of scrimmage. They are taking a bunch of chances right now. There's Walt Corey, the defensive coordinator. He mentioned to his defense, he said, gentlemen, Sleeping Beauty is coming to Buffalo this weekend. Please don't wake them up. Well, New England is away.
3rd and 7. Screen pass, Stevens. Short of the first down. Marcus Patton, the rookie out of UCLA, wraps up John Stevens. They are at the 35-yard line. It's 4th down. They're going to punt.
Let's see who comes in at the up back.
In fact, the Patriots are hustling on the field to punt.
Yeah, Tutupu is the up back. I'm not saying they're going to fake it here, but 1 and 8. You got to watch out for things like this.
4th down and 5.
Matter of fact, the Bills defense is expecting them not to punt.
Bad snap. Look at the Patriots stationed down there. Houck is standing by the goal line, so the ball doesn't get there. It's touchdown. Jaraschuk makes the touch on the play, and the Bills have it at the 5 when we come back.
Working to be the best they can be. Teammates, sponsored by the U.S. Army. The Kansas City Chiefs championship defense of the 70s was built on a firm foundation. Defensive ends Jerry Mays and Aaron Brown, and tackles Buck Buchanan and Curly Galt comprised one of the finest front fours ever assembled. Individually, each man could dominate. Together as teammates, they were known as the Redwood Forest, who made the Chiefs the best they can be.
Getting through college can be a pretty tough climb. To succeed, you need money, and you need the right abilities. You can find them both in the Army. If you qualify, you could earn more than $25,000 with the Montgomery GI Bill and the Army College Fund. And you could develop the confidence, judgment, and self-discipline it takes to make it to the top, in college and beyond.
Premium choice.
Toasters down? Oh, want to know any more? Ask Ace. That's what I do.
This Proctor Silex 12-cup coffee maker is just $7.97, and Ace 70 Light indoor light sets are only $3.77.
Hey, Ace is the place for me.
The Chiefs. The Raiders. This ain't no bow wow. Next Sunday.
Jim Donovan and Bob Trumpy back at Rich Stadium. Buffalo leads 7-0, 4th quarter. They start on their own 7-yard line as Brian Hansen has really pinned the Bills in a number of times today.
Yeah, and Jim, this is a run series now for the Buffalo Bills. They can't throw the ball here. They got to run it.
Herman Thomas coming up to hear the play. Here comes Thomas. Nice play by Richard Harvey, the linebacker, 58 for the Patriots, and Thomas will lose a couple.
It's 7-0 here in the 4th quarter, and the Bills, the leading scoring team in the NFL over the last 3 weeks, have just laid waste to 3 football teams. One of them was New England, then at Cleveland, then Phoenix here in Buffalo. Just 7 points scored today, a major change.
Second down, 11, back at their 5-yard line. Kelly's going to throw it. thrown, and it's going to be thrown on Maurice Hurst. A very big call. James Lofton was the intended receiver.
You know, he generally gets the single coverage. Hurst's only mistake, he wasn't looking back at the football.
Pass interference. 37 defense. First down.
Now, that ball was underthrown. It looked like the wind affected it quite a bit. But it's man coverage. And watch, Hurst does not look back for the football. And in all instances, they're going to call that. The contact takes place before the guy turns around. The official's going to throw the flag. So it ends up being close to a 40-yard pickup. Make it 31-yard pickup on a penalty.
First and 10, too. Shotgun. Kelly has to run. Down to the New England 48-yard line as Andre Tippett was coming from the outside. That's what got Kelly out of the pocket. 16-yard gain.
Well, was that penalty a big play? Because now you can use your entire offense out at the 35 or 40-yard line. The Patriots just lost their containment, allowed Kelly to get down the field, and he took advantage of it.
First down, right back up to the line of scrimmage. Here are the Bills. Jamie Mueller out of the backfield, lined up as a wide receiver right at the bottom of your screen.
Blitz.
Kelly gets hit as he throws. And there's Maurice Hurst again, this time on Andre Reed, and no flag this time.
Ball uncatchable. Reed runs straight up the field. Right to the right is Maurice Hurst, 37. He's covering Andre Reed. Reed looks back and stops, but I don't believe that ball was catchable. So no flag. But obviously they want to pick on Maurice Hurst.
But obviously he gets pretty good coverage, doesn't he? I mean, he's been on these guys right there.
Yes, he has.
So Maurice Hurst and Kelly throwing wherever 37 is.
He was pressured, couldn't really follow through. Bad day for Jim Kelly.
Second and 10 from midfield. They lead 7-0 with 9:55 left. A lot of time for Kelly. Incomplete, sailing it well over the head of James Lofton. We have a flag down back at the 45-yard line of New England. And it's going to be against the Patriots, says Kelly.
I got to tell you, I'm a little surprised at the holding defense. I'm a little surprised at the choice of plays here by Buffalo. You know, even that thing way down the field, they get a penalty thrown at the Lofton. Now they get a penalty.
Holding, 23 defense. First down.
Rod McSwain holding on Thurman Thomas coming out of the backfield.
So this drive has basically been 2 penalties against the New England Patriots. That's the 6th penalty now against the New England Patriots for 66 yards. And, of course, one of them was a 31-yard penalty.
So it's a first down. This is Jamie Mueller. And New England right there. But Mueller pushes ahead for good yardage.
That's his first carry of the day, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Jamie Mueller with the big run. It looked like he had about a 2-yard gain, and then all of a sudden he pushes the pack through to the 40-yard line. Now it's time to check the Xerox 10-minute ticker. Giants lead 20-0 Kansas City up. Jerry Corrick has kicked a field goal for Cleveland. They lead 16-14. Washington laying it on New Orleans. Mark Rippon back in the lineup for the Redskins with a couple of touchdown passes, and Atlanta leads 7-0 here. Thurman Thomas lined up as a wide receiver. Mueller runs, and he's short of the first down. Jamie Mueller getting the carry. Andre Tippett was over there along with Richard Harvey and Vincent Brown. All of the linebackers chased down on the play. So it will be 3rd down and 5 coming up, or 3rd and 3 rather, for the Bills. Tricky call here.
This has been a struggle. There's no question about it. The Bills come in with an extra tight end. Pete Metzelaar is number 88. Kelly gets the play from Ted Marchibroda. He's the offensive coordinator.
Marv Levy checking the notes out on 3rd down and 3 for Kelly. 8:20 to go. Incomplete. He was was looking for his tight end, McKellar, who was looking for a flag on McSwain, but that was just good coverage.
That was an audible at the line of scrimmage, too.
It's 4th down. Buffalo leads 3-0.
See, you got a tight end running a slant there, and he didn't cut that off very good, and not a very good pattern run by McKellar there. Kelly's now 5 of 14 and just 79 yards passing on the day, Jim.
And the Bills are going to punt the ball. Into the end zone as Tasker was going to try and take it and knock it back out. A great special teams player, but he couldn't get it done that time. So, New England gets it back, down by 7.
The nesting instinct is a desire to settle down.
Say what?
Couples become placid.
In a Grand Am sedan? Get out of here. This thing's so quick, you'd never know it's a four-door.
They gladly repress their own desires.
Dream on! Being sensible isn't boring in the Grand Am.
You know, this celebrity business isn't all it's cracked up to be. Sure, I get to travel all over the country, but I'd rather just hang out and have a Miller Lite with the guys. Having another round of lights? Me and the boys don't want some watered-down version of a regular beer. Hey, thanks. We want the less filling beer that really tastes great. Right, guys? Hey, anybody for a game of pool? All right, well, let's go.
Get the picture? When it's Miller Lite, less filling really tastes great.
Your breakdown.
A little room, boys.
After millions and millions of hours in the air, after 17 years of staying up all night, every night, so that your packages can be delivered overnight to any address in America, Federal Express has become the first service company ever to win the Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award. It's the highest honor in American business. And just how did we do this? By being absolutely, positively the best in the business.
NBC Sports coverage of the National Football League is brought to you by Pontiac and your local Pontiac dealer. We build excitement. By Radio Shack, America's technology store. Nobody compares for Christmas shopping. By Xerox, the document company. And by America's favorite light beer, Miller Lite, the sole sponsor of the NFL Player of the Year Award.
8:05 to go, 4th quarter. New England at their own 20. First down, they trail 7-0. It is caught by George Adams up near a first down, chased out by Shane Conlon and Nate Odoms. He'll get about 9 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 1.
Boy, what a day Mark Wilson is having. He's now 13 of 18 for 120, 135 yards. 132, excuse me. Kelly, on the other hand, 5 of 14, just 79 yards. And Mark Wilson having his best performance so far this 1990 season.
Remember, the Patriots are 1-8. They've lost 7 in a row, but they've come in here today and have played well, and they'll get a first down. John Stevens carries out over the 30 to the 33, tackled by Shane Conlon and Cornelius Bennett, but it's a first down for the Patriots.
You know, that Patriot offensive line has gotten a reasonable push on this Buffalo defense all day long, and of course a big part of it, they like to use a couple of tight ends. Here's Marv Cook double teaming down on Leon Seals. That's a 16 power block. Shane Conlon kind of parks him, but
what was that again?
16 power.
Boy, you love that kind of talk.
I always like help from the tackle.
1st and 10, Patriots. Look out! Boy, he almost threw that ball right to James Williams.
But you see again the chances the Buffalo defense is taking. Again, they came with the corner blitz. Nate Odoms, 37. They are trying their darndest to get to Mark Wilson. He was flushed out of the pocket.
It almost appeared that he had like a bootleg play set up to roll out of there, spin the other way. He saw the pressure there and then had to dump the ball off. It is 2nd down 10. 6:44 left. New England trails 7-0.
Reverse.
The reverse to Fryer. And it is not open.
on the reverse. Stopped by Cornelius Bennett.
Cornelius Bennett must have been in the New England huddle there because he did not bite on that at all.
Stayed at home. What they're hoping is they catch Buffalo in a blitz. And Cornelius Bennett is upfield. Stevens to Fryer. And Bennett's right there waiting. Almost did a high five there for a tackle.
Third down, 11 for the Patriots. He's in big trouble.
Again, they come with the blitz. Fourth sack of the day for the Buffalo Bills. First by Bennett. They blitz the inside linebacker, Conlon. Watch Conlon come from the right. There's the blitzer. Bennett catches him from the outside.
Here's the punt by Brian Hansen. Does a nice job. Al Edwards back at his 38. New England hoping for a fumble. Tim Houck makes the tackle. And we will be back to Rich Stadium. 5:42 left regulation time. Buffalo clinging to a 7-point lead.
Walk into a television showroom, and someone will probably try to sell you a set with a foreign name on it. Before you see their choice, ask to see yours. Ask to see the first TVs that combine digital video and audio, with a performance to back it up. Ask for picture-in-picture with triple flashback. Ask for a single remote that can learn to run everything. Ask to see a Zenith. For true innovation in television, quality never looked more like a Zenith.
For some time, we've been telling you how Pontiac transports amazing strength and durability. Easy-to-handle modular seats and versatile, user-friendly interior make it exceptionally satisfying to own. Recently, J.D. Power and Associates reported transport owners have ranked Pontiac tied for #1 in compact truck sales satisfaction. And for its first year, that's very satisfying to hear.
In these uncertain times, the intelligent investor focuses on current trends, watches the economic indicators, analyzes the various business sectors, developing keen insights before making a single move on Wall Street. On the other hand, the extremely intelligent investor has someone else help him do it. Prudential-based securities, rock solid, market wise.
Boitano, Comanche, Sumner's, Connor, the grace of figure skating combined with the beauty of gymnastics. The Sudafed Symphony of Sports next Saturday.
Jim Donovan and Bob Trumpy back in Buffalo, where the Bills lead 7-0. With 5:42 left to go in the game. And here's how big that sack was of Wilson the last time. New England was punting from deep in their own territory, and Buffalo has good field position.
This is the first time they've been across the 50-yard line. Buffalo in the second half, Jim.
1st and 10 for Kelly. Jamie Mueller. And he goes down to the New England 43-yard line. The nose tackle, Tim Goad, is in on the stop.
This has been a struggle offensively for Buffalo today. You can see in the second half, they have not had, 1, very good field position. 2, they've not done much at all. That last drive that they had, 6 plays and a punt, 2 were penalties, the 2 biggest plays that they had in the drive. So they have not accomplished a great deal at all in this second half.
Thurman Thomas is a wide receiver right at the bottom of your screen. On 2nd down and 6. Mueller. Oh, boy, the Patriots were waiting. Ed Reynolds was there with Grant Williams. And it now becomes 3rd down and long for the Bills.
The Bills' defense has, in the second half, done its job. The offense has not really carried its weight. I think Marv Levy is well aware of that. I also wonder if he's a little reluctant to throw the ball here. As cold as it is, a good pattern, though, would be Thurman Thomas under the middle. Keep trying him break him loose, see if he can get loose from one of the linebackers. Let's see if they get the formation. Yeah. Watch Thomas, the top of the screen, right next to Kelly.
It is 3rd down and 9. Incomplete with a flag down. The flag is down at the 45-yard line. Jim Kelly is down, too, as New England got good pressure. The Patriots say the penalty is against Buffalo, and it is.
Yeah, they'll decline the penalty, but again, even if Thurman Thomas catches that ball, Vincent Brown's right there to make the tackle. So they have defense that aspect of this.
Illegal motion. ADC offense. It's the clock.
Don Beebe is hit with the penalty, and now the punter is in. Rick Tootin. Tootin did not get the job done the last time as he put the ball into the end zone. His mission now is to get them inside the 20.
We got to do it.
New England will get the ball back with 4:14 left in the game. Irving Fryer.
Great tackle.
Steve Tasker makes the tackle for the Bills as Fryer is spilled at the 13-yard line. The Patriots are deep in their own territory, down by 7 when we return to Buffalo.
Wrong. Relinquish power. You don't need.
I live for power, and my Pontiac Grand Am has plenty of it. It gets great mileage, too.
You don't want anything that'll get you going.
Want a bet? My Grand Am gets me going every time.
People love the convenience of fax machines. What most of us don't like are funny paper faxes that curl up and are hard to read. That's why Xerox makes more kinds of plain paper fax machines than anyone else. For documents that are easy to read and a pleasure to handle, because they're on good old plain paper. Plain paper fax machines from Xerox. The way to put it together.
Putting it together.
Faxing, scanning, copying, printing. Xerox, the document company.
Yes.
Our guests are arriving. When will you be here?
Almost finished.
Okay, but hurry.
That'll do it. Got the report done for the office.
The Tandy 1000 TL2, powerful enough for business, affordable and easy enough for the whole family. Specially priced for Christmas, save $200. Only at Radio Shack, America's technology store. Nobody compares for Christmas shopping.
The little girl who transformed a town is back. Cosby's own Keisha Knight Pulliam and Felicia Rashad in Polly on NBC tonight at 7, 6 Central.
Well, here we go, Bob. We are right down to stretch time now. 4:05 left to go. Regulation time. Buffalo scored on their first possession of the day. Since then, New England's defense has shut them down. But that group, the Patriot offense, has not been able to come up with a big play.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've not been able to get the ball down the field.
And they are at their 13-yard line. Irving Fryer. A good play for New England to get Fryer. Remember, the footing is not good out there. That turf is a little icy.
They're going right to the, no, they're going back to the huddle. You know, in the 2 previous series, Buffalo had come with a lot of blitzes. On that particular play, they dropped off in a total zone, trying to give Mark Wilson something different to look at, but the cushion was too big. Fryer makes the catch.
He's got 5 on the day for 55 yards. 2nd down 2. 3:58 left. It will be 3rd and more than 2 as Stevens is hit right away by Cornelius Bennett. And Darryl Talley helps.
Bennett's on the backside and runs down the play right at you. Marv Cook, 46, kind of grabs him, but Bennett gets him from the back. Talley gets him from the front.
3.5 minutes left. 3rd down and 3. Here come the Patriots. You got away from Talley. Marv Cook hangs on. John Hagee puts the hit on him. Then Leonard Smith is going to get hit with an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty as he threw the football at Marv Cook.
That's at the end of the play. It's 15 more yards. It's going to end up being a 31-yard play.
What a stupid, stupid penalty.
Very stupid. 16 yards on the catch, 15 yards on the penalty. And I didn't see Marv Cook do anything to Leonard Smith to warrant that.
Cook, an amazing catch to hang on with Hagee coming in there. Reminded me of the Fryer hit back in the first half.
Very similar. Hagee hit him there, too. Bills that time came with a blitz.
What is the discussion here? We'll soon find out.
We have offsetting, unsportsmanlike conduct foul. First down.
Wait a minute. Did you see Cook do anything?
No, I did not, but let's take a look at the play, and maybe we can decipher what happened down there.
He did not appear to be totally conscious. Hagee really lays a hit on him. Looks like Leonard Smith has the coverage. See, does Cook look at Leonard Smith? Yeah, he does.
Okay, he threw the football at him.
Yeah, boy, we're talking nitpicking here now.
It's a first down as Wilson drops back. Incomplete. Intending it for George Adams down at the Buffalo 35-yard line. He really would have had to thread that one in there. There were two Bills on either side of Adams. David Poole was one of them. Second down. Good day for Wilson. 15 completions. Hasn't thrown many bad balls.
No.
I mean, putting himself in an interception-type situation.
Yeah, no floaters. He's avoided the rush when he's had to and had good pass protection.
Second down, 10.
Be interesting to see now if Buffalo goes with a blitz or they stay back in zone. Looks like zone. It is.
Marv Cook up near a first down at the New England 47-yard line. David Poole and Leonard Smith. And New England gets right up to the line of scrimmage with 2:43 left in regulation time. Third down, 1. Irving Fryer, is the catch good? Yes, they say he's got it.
We'll take another look at that, though. I was blocked by a player. I could not see if he caught it or not.
Right now, it's at the Buffalo 43-yard line.
Let's see if we can pick this up again. Nate Odoms drops the coverage. Fryer stops. They're going to look at it. New England was trying to run. I still can't tell. New England's trying to run a play at the line of scrimmage quickly before the review takes place. Trapped.
You think he just trapped it?
Trapped. Went right through his arm. See, it's all the way down his belly. That ball skips. But the problem.
I am not convinced.
Okay, but we can argue. But if you're not convinced and the replay guy's not convinced, the catch is going to stand.
You think I'm going to argue with a guy 6 foot?
No.
Right here.
But I mean,
I think he's got it there and he pulls it up.
I think it goes through his arms. But if you don't have irrefutable evidence to reverse it, the play stands.
This is a huge call.
Yeah, and it's also going to take all the 2 minutes that is necessary to make the decision. This time, Leonard Smith just gets in the way enough. That ball looked like it bounced. Can you run that back? I'm talking to the truck here very slowly just before it gets to his hands. Maybe looking at it in reverse, we can see it better. Okay, again, now forward.
He's got it right there.
But I can't tell. Leonard Smith's towel is right in the way.
I just don't think you can turn that one over. I think you got to go with it.
I agree with you. I think the ball hits the ground, but it's not enough evidence to turn it over.
You know who had the best view? Him.
Well, he thinks it's a catch.
But in the replay, he is standing right there looking it over. Rod Russ.
Now, the new rule this year is from the time they go to the replay booth, they got 2 minutes to make the decision. Al Sabato is the replay official.
After further review, the play stands. Completed pass. First down.
Not enough evidence to overturn the call.
They are at the Buffalo 43-yard line. First down. Oh! What a play by Bruce Smith.
That That was a screen intended for John Stevens. Bruce Smith was late getting down in his stance and just floated out there in the flat to almost make the interception.
We have 2:05 left in regulation time. Buffalo leads 7-0. Bruce Smith almost iced the game for the Bills with an interception on an intended screen pass to John Stevens.
Boy, that was close. New England, by the way, has done a beautiful job
of conserving
time, saving timeouts.
Bruce Smith was offside as John Stevens runs it out. Bob, I think Bruce Smith jumped off. And we are under 2 minutes. So we're at the warning with 1:59 left, but we have a flag.
They'll take the penalty.
Yep, they got Smith.
Good call. You were right on it.
So New England will take the 5 yards. They trail 7-0.
Offside. 78 defense. Still second down. And this is a 2-minute warning.
With 1:59 left in regulation time, the Patriots driving to tie the game.
You know, this celebrity business isn't all it's cracked up to be. Sure, I get to travel all over the country, but I'd rather just hang out and have a Miller Lite with the guys. Having another round of lights, me and the boys don't want some watered-down version of a regular beer. Hey, thanks. We want the less filling beer that really tastes great. Right, guys? Hey, anybody for a game of pool? All right, well, let's go.
Get the picture? When it's Miller Lite, less filling really tastes great.
Your breakdown.
A little room, boys.
Sometimes, without any warning at all, cars and trucks quitting before their time, before their owners get the most out of their investments. Maybe they don't know about AC Delco, a full line of auto parts designed with proper maintenance to help your car or truck last. Maybe they should. AC Delco. It's like buying time.
Whenever I used to watch TV, my brother Tom would always flip me out. Then we got this Magnavox smart window TV that lets Tommy flip through all the channels. And I could keep watching what I want to. Now I can see what I've been missing. And that's quite a lot.
College is a tough climb. Joining the Army could make it easier. You can earn money for your education with the Montgomery GI Bill and the Army College Fund. And you'll develop the confidence and determination that can get you to the top in college and beyond.
Thursday, O.J. Simpson visits live with U.S. servicemen and women serving our country in the Persian Gulf. Then it's the Broncos and the Lions, a special Thanksgiving on NBC.
Jim Donovan and Bob Trumpy sitting in on a major story around the league today. New England 1-8, hanging in there with the 8-1 Bills. 7-0 Buffalo. New England 2nd and 5 at the Buffalo 38-yard line with 1:59 left and all of their timeouts. He's going for Fryer. Intercepted by Williams. It's the first bad throw he's made all day.
Well, I don't like that choice either. They are moving the ball down the field. Wilson's had trouble hanging onto the ball. It's underthrown. James Williams makes a heck of an interception here. He really goes up for it and brings it in. It's a touchback. Well, I was about to say that New England had a great moral victory to this point in the game, just trailing 7-0. And going for a tie, sending it in overtime for a victory. That's the first turnover of the day for either team.
Thurman Thomas could go. Touchdown.
straight ahead blocking. Marion misses the tackle. And then he has a personal escort down the field. He'll show up here in a second. James Lofton just gets in Hurst's way. 80 yards. Now 22 carries, 165 yards for Thurman Thomas and 2 touchdowns.
What a player.
What a play.
Patriots have called a timeout. They had an injured player. And inside the last 2 minutes of a game with an injured player, you must call a timeout. That's what the Patriots did. 80-yard touchdown run for Thurman Thomas. What a turnaround in the game. The interception, then the first play, and watch it. Boom, he's gone.
You know, last week New England had a chance to win against Indianapolis and let it get away. And now they've done it twice in a row. His 22nd carry of the day. 80 yards and a score.
So he scored on the first possession that Buffalo had, and indeed it looks like he'll score on their last one. Around the league right now, Kansas City leading. The Giants go to 10-0. Houston now on a moon touchdown pass. They lead Cleveland. Washington on a big day from Mark Rippon leads New Orleans. And Philadelphia 2 down to Glanville's Falcons in Atlanta, 16-14. And a big sigh of relief from the crowd here at Rich Stadium today. And the Bills coaches and players, because New England gave them all they could handle and a whole lot more today before they'll get out of here with a win.
Well put. A great sigh of relief.
Next Sunday, Miami and Cleveland, that great Dolphin defense. NFL Live kicks us off at 12:30. Then Kansas City and the Raiders in that big game in the AFC West. Some of you will see the Jets take on the Steelers, or these Patriots and Phoenix Cardinals. And, of course, Kansas City, a huge game against the Raiders out at the Coliseum because of that AFC West. And Kansas City leading today over San Diego. Extra point. A minute 38 left. The Buffalo Bills, thanks to Thurman Thomas, are going to go 8 wins in a row, 9-1 on the year.
Going for a 2-syllable word, ladies and gentlemen.
Europe, it's a continent.
Let's stick with 1-syllable words. It's fine.
Hold your hand right there. Okay, mumbly peg. Mumbly peg with dirt.
Levi's 100% cotton Dockers. If they're not Dockers, they're just pants.
You guys have any food?
Dun, 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 dun.
I think you should go back
Do you
to
think
the
the wave needs work?
Some people see shaving as something you do for 3 minutes a day. At Braun, we see it as something you do for a lifetime. And we think you should make the best of it. The Braun Shaver, with its 3 shaving positions. Designed for those who choose to make a virtue out of necessity. Braun, the world's #1 selling foil shaver.
There's a new pet.
Chia.
Chia Pet, the pottery that grows. It's fun and easy. Soak your chia, spread the seeds, keep it watered, and watch it grow. And now grow a whole collection of fun with Chia teddy bears, puppies, kittens, rams, bulls. There's even a chia tree to keep your pets company. Chia Pets and Trees, the pottery that grows.
Chia Pets and Chia Trees are available at Walgreens, Eckerd, Woolworth, and McCrory stores. Makes a great gift.
Well, there is that special kind of player. There's a game breaker, and there he is, Thurman Thomas, with an 80-yard touchdown run and a 5-yard touchdown run in the first quarter. He has taken his team to a 14-0 lead over the Patriots with a minute 38 left.
Talking to his coach, Elijah Pitts there, former running back for the Green Bay Packers.
Marvin Allen and Junior Robinson back deep for New England, who played so well here today. It is Junior Robinson inside his 10. Boy, and a nice run back out over the 30 to the 34-yard line. All right, kick off your night on NBC with a double feature. First, the Cosby Show's Felicia Rashad And Keisha Knight-Pulliam, starring in the world premiere movie Polly Coming Home, and Cheryl Ladd stars in the world premiere movie Crash, The Mystery of Flight 1501, tonight right here on NBC. It has been a fine football game here at Rich Stadium this afternoon. When they come in at 8-1 and 1-8, you think it might be over in the first quarter. Not so today. George Adams to the 45-yard line, tackled by Poole.
Yeah, I must confess that coming into this game, in my preparation, I didn't think the Patriots had much of a chance. And especially when the Bills score on the first drive of the game to go up 7-0, for the Patriots to stay this close this long, a moral victory.
Oh, what a catch by Fryer as he makes the grab at the 35-yard line, and Fryer says he's hurt. He said his left leg is injured. Trying to get up now.
It's a charge, timeout, New England. It's number 2.
Let's watch the play again. It was a great catch.
Poole has got the coverage. Fryer just goes around him. There's a lot of action there. It looked to me like he's just got a cramp in his leg. Yeah, they're straightening his toe. He just has a cramp.
Today's small cars are tougher than ever on oil. Their high-compression engines not only rev high, they can run hotter than regular small car engines. Their searing heat can begin to break down an oil immediately. That's why there's Castrol, the motor oil that in every grade provides maximum protection against viscosity and thermal breakdown. So use Castrol before your engine does something to get you heated up. Castrol, engineered for today's smaller cars.
59 seconds left, 14-0 Buffalo. Irving Fryer has a cramp in his left leg. There you can see him stretching it out. Now, how do you get a cramp on a day that's, you were just saying, it's about 35 degrees here?
Yeah, you get taped too tight. You got too many socks on, cuts off the circulation in the back of your leg, and you get a cramp.
Fryer's had a big day, 7 catches, 85 yards. They tried to get the big play to him, though, in the end zone, but it was intercepted, and there went the ball game, because one play later, Thurman Thomas took it 80 yards for a touchdown, and that opened it up.
Wilson, an excellent day, though, Jim.
207 yards throwing the football, 19 out of 28, 1 interception. It was a big one. And that's caught. That's the rookie McMurtry, and he's out of bounds inside the 15-yard line at the 13 of New England with 52 seconds left. Is not crying uncle yet. James Williams on the coverage. 23-yard pass play.
Of course, in this situation now, you're going to see the Buffalo Bills in that prevent attitude. Make sure that you're deeper than any receiver and make the tackle. So there's going to be yards picked up.
First and 10, 13-yard line. They have 1 timeout left. Into the corner of the end zone. Incomplete. McMurtry was the only man there. I get the impression he might have been throwing that away.
Yeah, that was double coverage. He had no chance to get it in there. He needed a shoehorn to get that one in.
So it will be second down with 47 left in the game.
Excuse me. Odom's had him underneath and Drain had him on top, and there's no way to get that ball in.
Here come the Patriots now at the Buffalo 13-yard line. Cedric Jones is in for the first time today. Again, he throws it away as he tried to get it to McMurtry. But it's Dwight Drain, and Nate Odom's on the coverage again.
Almost looks like they're trying to get an interference penalty in the end zone to get the ball down at the 1-yard line.
And then run it in.
And then run it in.
So big plays in the game for New England. 4th down and goal from the Buffalo 1. They didn't get it in. First down with 1:59 left to go in the game, down 7-0, and Wilson threw an interception into the end zone and trying to get it to Fryer. Well, we had early releases all over the place, and then Schmidt hits Mark Wilson.
They both moved. This is going to be tough to determine who exactly was in violation here.
Ball start, 78 offense.
Bruce Armstrong.
Bruce Smith comes across the line of scrimmage. I don't blame Armstrong for coming up out of his stance.
And that will mark him back at the 18-yard line. 39 seconds left. Buffalo, 14-0. Third down, 15 now. The Bills go to Houston. Next week, they'll play in a Monday night game.
With the clock up,
New England goes to Phoenix.
Please set the clock to 42 seconds.
Yeah, that's a no play, so time cannot expire.
Tommy Hodgson, we expected maybe we'd see him today, but Wilson played so well that you had to keep him in there.
Next week, maybe.
Big hit on Cedric Jones inside the 15-yard line. And it will be fourth down for New England. And they
Timeout, New England.
use their last
Number
timeout
3.
right there. That's it. They're out of timeouts. With 32 seconds left to go in regulation time.
Well, the Patriots about to lose their 8th straight after a valiant effort. And 12 of their last 13. And the Buffalo Bills about to win their 8th straight. 5th at home.
You know, we were wondering if the Bills were looking past New England. And the answer, I guess you would have to say no. I think Buffalo really was tested here today. Their fans were looking past New England. When we showed up yesterday here to Rich Stadium, there was a big sign outside, no Miami tickets. That means that the December 23rd game, which everybody is talking about here in Buffalo, when the Dolphins come up here for a rematch, remember Buffalo's only loss was against the Dolphins, everybody wants to get a ticket to that game.
And there are none available.
There are none left.
When we got here at 10 o'clock this morning, the parking lot was 3/4 of the way filled.
Fourth down. This is it for the Patriots to try and get in. Oh, that's going to be intercepted. Out of Marv Cook's hands and into the hands of David Poole.
Cook had it. He really did, Jim.
Now it's safe to go to the parking lot for the fans, and they do.
You know, the San Francisco 49ers used to throw the ball on the alley-oop to R.C. Owens. That's almost what they did with Marv Cook. Threw the ball way up there. He initially made the catch. And then it bounces out into David Poole's hand.
So the rookie David Poole comes up with his first NFL interception, and he'll hold on to that football. I want to thank our spotter today, Michael Gluck. On stats, Larry Pollock and Terry Holler. And that's going to be it. Jim Kelly says, let's celebrate a little bit after a very tough game.
But the turning point in the game, it came in the fourth quarter. Mark Wilson heaving the thing up. It's intercepted. That would have tied the game. Goodness. So close. Former coaching mates. Rod Rust and Mario Levy.
Bills win it 14-0 the score over the New England Patriots. As we will be coming back and be going to NFL Live, 14-0 Buffalo.
Hey, isn't that Calvin? I haven't seen him for a while. Wonder where he's heading.
I heard he got a job.
Is that right?